All right,
Um,
let's party.
there you go. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Galaxy Greg, and welcome back to the Be More Nerdy Podcast. This is episode 117. I'm your host, Galaxy Greg, aka Mr. Space Waits, aka the Hentai Honcho, aka the OG Galaxy, and with me today is my co-host Diva XOXO.
Did you do it with your eyes closed so that you could remember them all?
No, I did it with my eyes closed because I felt like it. Now, Diva XOXO.
What it is, little dummies. It's your girl, Diva XOXO, aka the Sophista Ratchet, aka the official, unofficial Disney princess, aka the HNIC, the head nerd in charge.
Hey, you should have did it with your eyes closed because you still didn't get it right.
I did it right.
The official, unofficial. It's the unofficial, official Disney princess.
No, it's the official, unofficial.
It's the unofficial, official.
No, don't fuck with me. It's official, unofficial. I said it right this time.
Who said it right?
No, I mean, you said it right, Diva, but you are saying it wrong because you are the unofficial official. If you were official, unofficial, that's redundant. You're just the official.
That's why I did it that way. It's been that way forever. It's the official, unofficial.
Correcting it now. That's what's happening. So moving forward,
it's the official, unofficial. Forever. Don't anybody ever ask.
You know what the best part about this is? The official, unofficial means you're unofficial. What the fuck? But
yes, no, I'm not a Disney princess.
You're the unofficial official. Like they ain't give me the title, but it's mine. That's what you are.
No, it's the official, unofficial. I know it.
Y'all hear that? I think that's Disney sending y'all a cease and desist.
Probably. Knowing us. No, they would never cease and desist their best Disney dick sucker over here.
No, man. It might be you Disney Plus. It might be in your clothes. You might want to read it.
Contract.
And then there's my other co-host, HD No TV.
Yeah, what's good, Mo? That's how we start this today. It's HD No TV. The unofficial anime aficionado, Mr. Antisocial, despite popular belief. And of course, Mr. Worldwide, because I just be somewhere. Not right now.
By the time you hear this, he would have been somewhere new, I promise.
That's because they have insight. They're cheaters. Arrest them.
We could do this next episode. That might be true. But today's episode it's spooky season. It's also Yiddy season. I didn't shout out the Yiddies. I'm going to be doing that every episode and probably into the first episode of November because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Women, my ladies, be sure to go get checked. You never know what you got. My gentlemen, if you have a history of breast cancer, also get checked if you show the signs because men can get breast cancer too. Shout out to all my survivors. Shout out to all the Yiddies. We love them. Each and every size, shape, color, orientation, length, weight. If I miss anything, let me know. But we love them. So that's that. The episode, though, for this episode, we're getting into horror movies. Our spooky bag, if you will. I think we all like to watch horror movies. I know I do because my family essentially forced me to, and they are little terrorists.
Yeah.
But I developed a love for them somewhere along the line. Heath, what about you?
Actually, I was terrified of horror movies as a child, but as I grew up, I realized they are all comedies just with different soundtracks. If you play different music over most scenes, you would have a different reaction.
So there's actually like a video about that where someone like showed like if you took a horror movie trailer and just put the scenes in a different order and like played a different soundtrack, you get a completely different movie. They made I forgot what horror movie it was, but they made it like a Beverly Hills shopping movie. And I was like, what the fuck?
You know what my favorite thing is? It's the father and son, the Michael Myers, and the son just be like, you never seen those videos?
We've seen.
Is he mixing them up? I'm confused.
No, so the dad will be playing the piano, and the son will have a knife, and he'll just be dancing. And every Halloween, they just sit outside the house doing that, and the mom's like, "I'm so sorry. We're not usually like this."
Oh my God, the kid has to have the mask on, right?
Yeah.
That makes it fun.
It's my favorite. He's so cute because he's like little, and they're both dressed up as Michael Myers. So it's like a full-size dad Michael Myers and then a little baby Michael Myers.
But getting into the topic, and we're gonna give you our recommendations for horror movies that you should watch, whether it be scary, funny, or whatever the fuck. I never seen.
Nah, Greg said it can't be funny.
They're funny. All horror movies are funny to a certain degree.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
That is true. They're
now
all
let me give you some backstory on what I said. Actually, since we're gonna lie, She
Yeah, that
said
was
The Nightmare Before Christmas is a horror movie, and then me and he
no.
looked at her like she was fucking crazy.
No,
Because go ahead.
that was the segue. She said the little vampire was a horror movie.
You're right, which is not. Both of those came on Disney. Those were not horror. And then I looked up The Nightmare Before Christmas just to clarify. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm wrong. No, The Nightmare Before Christmas is classified as a family musical.
Y'all, she had the
Musical
gold.
horror.
It's not. It's just a family musical.
And then she said it was a Thanksgiving movie. Like, I just.
It is a
don't-
Thanksgiving movie.
I will give them their props for making a movie that can be played through a literal 3 months. For the next 3 months, you're gonna keep seeing that movie.
Mhm.
But
All right.
that being said, Diva, I feel like you should
No,
start.
he'd start.
Oh,
I
he
always start.
Yeah,
I always start.
Ladies first.
He'd start.
That's not true. Half the time she says no, you go first, and then I'm just like. Anyways, I'm gonna go with one that lives rent free in my head. It's called The Descent. And if I'm remembering this correctly, so there's two endings to this because it's technically a British horror film, but it's about 6 women that are going, I'm gonna say spelunking. You know, people that dive in the caves because they have a certain color to them.
I thought you were gonna call them adrenaline junkies, but I think that's also accurate.
Because why are you diving
crazy?
into barely unexplored caves? And so the movie is, in long and short, they dive into these caves. These women think they're gonna have a good time spelunking wherever the hell it is, just to find out that there is a race of cannibalistic humanoid creatures living in these caves. And they are blind because they live in darkness. So they react to sound. And when I tell you, that was a terrifying movie. When I was younger, it surely was a terrifying movie. There are 2 endings. I don't remember the nice one. They actually made an ending for the US because like, oh, the US people, they'll be like, ugh, like they don't like that. So one ending, the one woman escapes, she makes it out, good to her. The actual ending, she thinks she escapes because she got knocked out, but they made it seem like as she got knocked out, the hole opened up and she crawled out the hole and got in her car and went home and had her birthday with her daughter. She was in the cave the whole time. And when she blew out the candles, she blew out her torch with all the monsters around her. And that's how that ended.
I need to go watch that. I heard about that movie. I never saw it though. So I'm gonna go watch that. I might watch that tonight. Hell.
I didn't see the alternate ending though.
I will say the budget towards the last 15 minutes just went down the crapshoot. Oh my gosh. They just had no budget. They were just trying.
They're just like, we gotta finish.
Sometimes that's all you gotta do is finish.
Yeah.
Steve, you want me to go next?
I'll go in the middle.
I think I want to go next now because that made me feel weird how you said that.
You don't like when Super Saiyan Nigger God goes in the middle?
Super Saiyan Nigger God 3. Look at the hair. Come on. It's drop. Rose. Super Saiyan Nigger God Rose 3. There we go. My bad. There we go. Don't want to put disrespect on the Nigger God.
Yeah, man. You got it. You got it. We sorry.
When we finish today, I'm calling myself the Nigger God as an AKA.
I just want you to know we can't have that in the first like 10 seconds of the vid, just so you know. Like that's gotta be like it's gonna be 15 minutes in, maybe. Like,
it's gonna be the last 10 seconds.
No, that's a lot of censoring. Chill. It's a joke. It's a joke. Calm down. Don't give me more work. Chill. Like we can say it, but like, should we?
Look, as long as we say it more than 15 seconds is a video, you're fine. No one's listening at that.
No one's listening at that point. They just got it on for because they like us a little bit. Yeah. Let's go ahead.
Since we're having fun, this is like one of my new favorite like horror movies, but it's like the funny kind of horror movies. It's The Blackening. This movie makes me laugh out loud. It is so funny.
I might put your list under scrutiny, dog, because I agree. It's a great movie. But I don't think is it a horror technically, or is it a?
It is. It's a horror movie. We got a spooky killer coming to kill us. We playing this black game.
Okay, if we don't play the criteria, you're good. Yeah. I agree. It's a good movie though. It's funny.
Yeah, like if you don't play the game, he's gonna kill you. But the game is all black questions. That's what makes it fun.
I was about to say. I think you're forgetting the biggest point. It's a horror movie with an all black cast.
Yes.
That
And
all
it's
recognize horror
blackest.
movies and are like, black people don't go in horror movies. Like, that's the biggest part. And that's what's fun about it.
Yeah. It has fun with itself while also being a horror mystery. Like, you gotta figure out who the killer is. There's this guy trying to kill us. I already took out some people. So it's great. The beginning of the movie is funny because it's like they make a joke about how, like, when they do get black people in horror movies, they get big name actors and kill them early because it kills the budget. So gotta get them out of there.
Yeah.
And the two people at the beginning are like the highest paid, like would have been the highest paid people in the movie. So it's like, it's stuff like that. So it has fun with itself, but it also, like, it does have scary parts. It has very intense parts of the movie where you're trying to figure out who this killer is, but also because it makes so much fun of itself, it's also a really fun movie. I enjoy it.
I don't think that movie made me flinch once.
It
was a good movie.
It made me flinch like twice, but also like when a lot of the big scary movies are happening, it's also really funny because something funny is also happening in that moment. Like when he's shooting the door and he's shooting like this, and then he turned the hand.
You ain't gotta tell the movie now, dog.
I just told the little parts.
Little parts.
Yeah, those are little parts because some of the funniest moments are.
It's a lot of nigga moments in there that's just funny. I agree.
Yeah, so I suggest it for I'm starting off low. My list will build. I'm a build. So yeah, it's for my less scary people who like want to be like, oh my gosh, I'm doing spooky season, but like you're not.
So I'm gonna start off my list lightweight, right? And this is a horror movie that came out and is an allegory for something. You already know me, Mr. Extra Deep with it.
Okay.
It Follows, the movie about the ghost STD. If you don't recall, It Follows is the movie about it's a spirit that follows you after you have sex with the last person who has it, and it keeps following you. It's like that saying or that question that people have is like, if there was a snail that's always following you, it never stops, it never sleeps, it keeps following you, how would you like avoid it, or how long do you think you could last? It's that. So as soon as you have sex with a person, you can now see it, and it travels at a walking pace. It's very smart. So like it's always walking towards you, but it will always know kind of the best route to get to you, or will always do the best route to get to you. It's a kind of funny movie, but it was also really interesting because like it's low-key a movie about an STD, or high-key a movie about an STD. So it was like really funny, but at the same time it was like kind of scary. It's entertaining. If you're not super big into horror movies, I recommend it as a starting point because it's like it'll feel relatively real to you, or like, oh shit, this could happen. But yeah, what I would have did in that movie, I would have went to a whorehouse.
I think that's pretty wicked statement you just made there.
I did the same thing.
I would make as many people suffer as I do.
Oh no, it's not like a multiple person thing.
It's
the next
only one person.
Yeah,
it's
the
just
next person gets it, and then they give it to someone else, and then so on and so forth. So if someone's coming to a whorehouse, right? They have sex with the sex worker. They have sex with the sex worker, and then she gives it to them. If they are still having sex with other people, right? Then I don't have to worry about it for a long time. Or I could just stay in tune with the whorehouse. And as soon as I hear that she died, I know it's after me. I just gotta go to another one.
So it goes back to the last person.
Yes.
Yeah. If you die, it comes back.
If you die, it starts going after you again.
So what actually happens, right, in your scenario, both of your scenarios, let me break it down to you in a real world perspective. You're going to go there, you're going to have sex with the sex worker. She's going to have sex with her next customer. Her next customer is going to go home and have sex with their wife, and their wife's going to try and ignore it until she dies, then he dies.
And then I either hear about two people that randomly died, or I hear about a sex worker who died. But more than likely, I won't ever hear about it because if the sex worker's constantly getting work, I never have to deal with this problem.
As long as she's a good sex worker, this never comes back to me.
Right. I want the person that I want not the cheapest. I want the like in the middle person who's the most affordable. Like who's the person that gets the most work coming through here?
Yeah.
But what's going to happen is now she's going to be blackballed because it's going to be a very obvious pattern, and everybody she has sex with dies.
Hey, big dog.
Right, and then when she dies, then I
Sacrifices
go
have to be
back to
made.
the next middle-aged
She's
person.
not gonna
This is just
die.
a
'Cause
cycle.
she's a sex worker who's good at her job, so she'll always keep business. She'll just keep moving.
Look, it's either go to
And
the
you ruined her
whorehouse or
life.
go to an
You
orgy party
ruined
and
her
figure
life.
out
That's what I was
whoever
trying to
gets it.
Nope, you ruined her life. That's what I was trying to get to. And
I'm ruining somebody's
you're
life.
gonna
Somebody
make-
ruined mine.
No, I didn't ruin my life. Whoever gave this to me ruined my life. Because somebody gave it to me.
I want to
I
know how
think
this
you
started
guys-
is the better question. Who was the first?
You guys would do very terribly in Smile. I want you to know that.
So that movie, I think I would have done horribly because what was it?
I
It
haven't
was
seen
like
it.
that was the one we had to watch the video, right? And then they made everyone watch the video and blah 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 blah. I would have did the same thing as her. I would have made a viral video.
No. No.
No,
It's not Smile.
Or is that
That's
Truth or
fine.
Dare? I don't know. We're getting into movies now.
Yeah. We can
Smile
press
2
on.
is
Just
coming
know
out soon, by the way.
Yes,
it
it
comes
is.
out the 18th.
I'm gonna watch that.
Oh, this
I
weekend.
have a buddy who I think he works in like seeing early premieres and stuff. So he saw it last night. He said it was really
No,
good.
I swear to God, it was Smile because that one was the one with the game, and you had to get people in to get out.
You know,
It wasn't a game.
you know, if you live in like LA, you can just go to like movie premieres. Like
Yeah, I
they,
know people who do that.
they
Yeah,
just go.
I think that's fun.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. Heat is on you.
I know. I'm gonna save my series for later because I don't know how many we're doing. But
Okay.
one of my favorite is 1408. If you don't know 1408, it's starring John Cusack, who you would know from the movie 2012. He
Never
does a
seen
lot
it.
of other movies.
The movie I'm telling my kids really happened and that I survived off of. Yeah.
It was a documentary.
Tell them it's
So-
a documentary.
Absolutely. We went to Africa
So-
for a bit. We rebuilt and we came here. Shit was crazy.
They don't know time. Their attention span ain't like that. But 1408, right? So the plot point is, if you've noticed, most people that's been to hotels, I'm assuming you've noticed this. There's no 14th floor in a lot of them. Why? Because people are very superstitious.
13th.
And 13th. You're right. I apologize. It is the 13th floor. So this is taking that concept but applying it to a specific room on the 14th floor of this one hotel. It's called room 1408. Everyone that stays in this room dies. So a guy that's like a supernatural investigator, one of the ghost hunter type people, he's like, well, I'm gonna spend a night in this room. And they're like, you shouldn't do it. And they're like, well, I'm gonna do it anyway. So he spends the whole night fighting the entity in the room. What the power in the room is, I won't tell you how it ends. The power of the room is the room compels people to commit suicide in one way, shape, form, or another. It drives you mad enough that you want to kill yourself. Like one of the recurring things that happens in a movie, which I find it to be so funny, it'll do stuff to him. And like when he's sitting there down on the floor bad, it'll blow the window open and start playing like some song about jumping out the window. And it'll keep doing that. And he's just like, fuck you, I'm not jumping.
I think it would be really funny if I'm in a room and then the window blows open and Big Sean's out the window plays, I think I'm ready to jump out the window.
It was before that time.
Obviously, but I think that would be the most relevant song now. Or that one, I'd be like, oh, window, and I'd be fucking with it. I'd be like, you thought you got me, nigga. Nah.
I forgot. I forget when the movie came out, but that would fit so perfectly. I swear to God, it's a good watch, especially how he ends. So check it out.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
All right. So my next one is Coraline, which is
I love that movie.
it freaked me out as an adult, which is crazy. Cause
As a child, it freaked me out. As a kid, knowing the lore freaks me out. Like once I got comfortable with it, I looked at the lore about it. Yeah, that freaks me out.
yeah, the Bellum is no one to play with. So it follows this girl who moves into this house with her parents, and her parents are a little. Not neglectful, but they're busy with their work and they don't have time for her. And so she finds the secret passageway that takes her to this land that's all about her, where she meets her other mother. And her other mother wants her to stay there, but she realizes that this other world and this other mother aren't as nice as they claim to be. And so we go on an adventure with her to figure out where the other mother has stored these other kids' souls. And you learn that the other mother is the Bedlam.
Beldam.
Feel free to Google the Bedlam.
Beldam.
I thought it was Bedlam.
Beldam.
Is it Beldam?
It's Beldam.
Is it Beldam? Okay, well, Beldam.
I think she's actually based off of like a actual like folklore story. The story of Coraline. It's the folklore story, but yeah.
And if you don't want to watch the movie, you could read the book if you're a reader. But it is super. It has a creepy feel. It's great for like kids who like spooky stuff, I guess. But it creeped me out as an adult, so have fun. Coraline.
Yeah, knowing the Beldam, I started looking at like history of Coraline and Beldam stuff, like, and that's what made it really creepy for me. Like, bitch was just out here eating people's souls, like left and right. And it's not a spoiler, but the reason why, what is his name, Wiley, something like that, the black kid, his grandmother, she was one of the kids that, she was the last kid that almost got eaten. That's why his grandma was like, don't go to that fucking house.
Yeah, no, her twin got eaten.
Yeah,
her sister.
She was supposed to get eaten too.
Oh, I didn't know
she made it out.
Okay.
She made it out the mud. That's why the Beldam, like, they say that's why she looks like she's starving. Like she has such because she's like, I ain't ate a kid in a little minute, bro.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, it's you know, Wallaby is Why You're Born. Wyborn wasn't in the book.
The story, he wasn't in the book now.
Yeah, he's only in the movie.
Like
which makes it sadder.
I like the lore type stuff. That's just, it's when you deep dive into horror shit, like The Little Mermaid's technically a horror story if you know how it ends.
So Cinderella.
Oh yeah. Most Disney stories are horror stories. They just make them pretty.
We're digging into the fun facts. I didn't know that about Cinderella.
You didn't know that about Pocahontas either, probably.
Oh.
How do they supposed to end? They're supposed to end darker, right?
Cinderella, how did hers end?
So to fit the shoes, the mother cut off the front of one of the stepdaughter's foot and the back of the other one. And then they got made, and then when she became queen, they had to dance in hot iron shoes
until they died.
Until they died. And then the stepmother had her eyes scratched out by birds.
Wow.
Yeah. And then in The Little Mermaid, she couldn't talk, yes, but with her legs, she couldn't use them because it felt like she was walking on glass every time she took a step. Yep. And the prince asked her for a dance, and his husband, she's not supposed to be rude, and she danced, but at the end of the dance, she died from the pain of walking. And she turned into sea foam. Yeah.
Wow. They should make these
and just washed away on the beach.
Make these movies.
Sucks.
Yeah, these movies are not happy endings.
They should.
They should make the real. Yeah,
they were supposed to make a Pinocchio horror movie, because Pinocchio's fucking. Oh my god, that one's dark.
So, did I ever tell y'all in Disneyland they have a Pinocchio ride, right? This ride is crazy. Like, you go through like the land, like the drunken land. It ain't for kids. You ride through like hell. I'm pretty sure you go through hell on this ride.
Pinocchio is a fucking All right, let's go to my next.
I want to know. Yeah, I was getting there. I was gonna let that thought finish. That was a good end point. Continue, Greg.
You right. That's my bad. You saying what you said about Coraline made me think of another movie that scared the bejeebus out of me the first time I saw it, and it's called Lights Out. Nah.
Lights Out.
Lights Out made me terrified because the premise of the story was this chick was being haunted by a ghost. You find a little bit more about the ghost later on, but the ghost could only move in the darkness. And the ghost was a dick. So like the ghost would fuck her up like any other time. I think it knew her, but like there was one scene. You know that scene where people be like, turn on the light, turn off the light, turn off the light, turn off the light. And like every time something's standing at the end and it just gets mad close. Yeah, there's a scene like that, and then she like tries to leave the lights on, and then the ghost says, fuck this, and just kills the power. I almost shit myself at that scene. Oh my god. Oh man, I'm not gonna tell you what happens in the scene, but like that scene made me almost shit myself. I'm like, cause I'd be in the room like this. Like, there's nothing you can do. You took matters into your own hand. You said, nah, this light shit, we're done with it.
Like,
But yeah, it's a really good horror movie. It's about a demon that lives in the darkness. It made me scared to turn out the lights for a while. That was the movie that made, you know how people like when they turn out the lights downstairs, like they run up the steps as fast as they can. That was the movie that made me do that. Most definitely. I'd be jumping to the top of the steps. Oh shit, I made it. Ooh.
And I like this actress, Teresa Palmer. She was in Point Break. She was in The Grudge 2. She was, and I'm pretty sure she was in Scary Movie.
Can I be real with y'all? I'm too scared to watch The Ring.
Oh, I used to watch that as a child.
Here's the reason. I feel like if I watch The Ring, it counts as watching the tape. And I feel like as soon as I watch it, someone gonna call me like, yo, 7 days? I'm like, huh? And they're gonna be like, we gonna meet up next week? And I'll be like, oh, yeah. Nah, nigga, sorry. 7 days, see you then. And I'll be like, fuck! And like, I'm gonna be mad. Cause like, I ain't have to watch this movie.
I did think like watching The Ring did count. Like after I first saw it, I was like, they gonna call me any second, any moment. My phone's gonna ring because I watched it.
The worst part about it is I watch all the like lore videos about The Ring and like the infographic. They're really good. If you like horror or like just people who give you random brain dumps, the infographic did like deep dives on all killers and how to beat them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Sadako from The Ring, they're like, basically you can't beat her. She's just an angry spirit who doesn't want anything. You can't burn her remains. You can't get rid of her. She just doesn't want to die, and she just wants to cause pain. And if you somehow encounter her, damn.
I like that. The Grudge and The Ring are very close.
Didn't they have a movie where they fight?
I didn't know that.
It's something like that. It's a movie where it's like Sadako versus something, and it's like a horror movie like that where the
Sadako versus Kayako, yeah.
Yep, they
it's
fight.
2016 movie.
That's crazy.
Ain't it?
So
that just sounds like. I'm saying, are you talking about a death battle? That's what it sounds like.
No, it's a legitimate horror movie where the two fucking face off. Two angry ass Japanese spirits.
Yeah, so I don't know if The Ring was made by a Japanese director, but I know The Grudge.
The original Ring was made by a Japanese director.
Yeah, so what was on my list was The Grudge, because The Grudge and The Ring, I get them confused because they are very similar, but they are different. Because The Ring's plot is based on a videotape that curses its viewers, but The Grudge is based on a house that curses its entrance. So they're very similar, but The Ring is typically more positively reviewed by people, while The Grudge has mixed thoughts just because of they both came out in the same 2 years with each other. Actually, The Ring came out in 2002. The Grudge came out in 2004. I believe.
Crazy that you remember that.
Funny lore piece about The Ring. So the video is actually Sadako was telepathic. But she was also a psychopath. And she would burn images into people's brains on accident, I believe, that were horrific. Like that's what you see in the Ring video a lot of the time, and it's like images of her also dying and walking towards you out of the thing. And her parents killed her because of it. But she became a vengeful spirit with the same fucking powers. That's why in The Ring, every time you see someone dead, they look like petrified. It's because she literally force feeds you the most vile and horrific images until you just die.
Jesus.
Yeah. Shit's crazy.
Y'all are getting scarier, and I think I had like 2 more kind of not so scary.
I got a couple not so scary.
Well, let's hear about it then.
You just gave yours. Do you want to? I feel like I took yours away from you a little bit. Do you want to do another one?
No.
It's okay. It was a great flow. One flowed into another.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. My cup runneth over, brother.
All right, so this one I'm getting scarier, and as far more, and these two are, and my next 2 are more suspenseful than scary. So ready or not, I don't know if y'all seen it. It's about the girl, she marries into a family and they have to play a game. She marries into a very wealthy family, and after every marriage you have to play a game. And if you win the game, everybody lives. And if you win the game, you as the person who's getting married in, you win, the family loses something. And then, but if the family wins, their wealth continues because they've made a deal with the devil.
Oh.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, the wealthy family has made a deal with the devil. And so whenever somebody marries into the family, they have to do this game. If you win, the family, they don't lose per se, but they like lose. They only can lose so many times. And if you lose, the family just keeps getting the wealth
You
and
know how
all.
much trash I'm talking about the bitches you bring to the house? Like, you better not bring no trash in around this family.
Yeah, so like you, and then the family that is playing, you get a mixture. You have like older, like you have the grandmother, the father, the son who is marrying the woman. You have somebody who married in and won, and then you have somebody else who, even the kids play. Like even the kids who are born into this family are playing this game. And she picks hide and seek. That's why it's called Ready or Not. And so she has to play hide and seek around this manor until the morning. And yeah, they're trying to kill her. It's really good. It's funny too, but it's really suspenseful because it's a game I have to see.
All right. Is it me or he? It's me. No, it's he.
Yeah.
It's he.
It's you. It's you.
Okay, bet. So my next one is gonna be my last.
You could never do a draft with Greg, could you, Heat?
Wait, no, and the draft has organization. There's a little chart. Come on, chill on me. But what I was gonna say is, my last funny one that also has a decent amount of horror in it. A Cabin in the Woods. This one makes me laugh every time I watch it. If you've never seen horror, that's my fucking shit. If you've never seen horror and you like, I want a horror movie that's got scary parts but it's also like palatable. Cabin in the Woods. It's a horror movie that damn near makes fun of horror movies, but doesn't do it in a cheesy way. Premise of the story is these white teens, they go on a cabin trip in the woods, essentially how it sounds, but come to find out the cabin is essentially a sacrificing ground for the government to prevent a catastrophe. However, they low-key choose how they get sacrificed.
Yeah, by fucking and shit, because white people don't know how to leave shit alone.
Yep. It's all planned out, and it's like
they're like betting on it and everything.
They bet on it and everything, and it's like a basement just full of antique stuff that would make something, whether it be demons, zombies, witches, dinosaurs, dragons, what else? There was a ton of stuff. Mermaids, unicorns, just come to kill them. No matter something in that basement. And it's based off of them touching it. And
whatever one they like.
It's about that night once they touch it and what happens. And honestly, the movie was pretty fucking funny. Like, through and through.
It's funny, but it's also scary because like they don't know, like you know that they're in it, but they don't know, and you don't know what's going to happen. Like
it's ironic. It was situational irony. Yeah. The whole movie is situational irony because you know this from like the jump, but they don't know shit, and it's like damn.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I hated that the girl had plot armor in the end.
She had the most plot armor. If you watch the movie, you'll know from the beginning. You'll know. My favorite part when the nigga was like, vroom, vroom, I'm gonna get help. Vroom, 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 and just, that shit kills me every fucking time.
The office party with the scene playing on the TV kills me. And then what happened after that kills me more. Because I'm like, ain't no fucking way, son. Ain't no fucking way. I saw what was playing on that TV. Ain't no way.
It's a great movie. And if you watch it with somebody for their first time, don't tell them anything. Just let them
watch it. I just let people watch that movie, and they're like, "Yo, what do you have me watch?" I'm like, "It's a horror movie."
I wish there was a sequel. So bad.
I do too, because that would be so fucking funny. Like, it'd be like, "Hey, ending of the movie happened, but we here. Let's run it back." Like that would be so great. Or like a different location, because at the end you got to see like. What we're doing.
Oh, yeah. It would be a different location would be cool.
I gotta look up this movie now because that just made me think of a movie. And if anybody here can guess what it is, I'll give you $5.
Oh,
Escape Room.
Yup. It's a movie. It's a movie. It's a fucking movie. Can either of you guess what it is?
It was an escape room. That was my guess.
It was an escape room.
I have
Okay.
no context here.
Oh, it's just a bonus one for this. The Belko experiment.
That sounds
The
familiar.
Belko experiment.
That was a good-ass
That's a good
movie.
one. That one's good.
So that's not as funny. It's similar premise where government type shit. They get locked in their it's a company.
building.
The benefits are too good to be true. They fly you to a different country. They give you all the money you'll ever need, and then a paycheck. Like your car's paid for, your phone's paid for, your house is paid for, everything is paid for, insurance paid for. You're at a job where you don't really do shit. It's like the office type shit where you don't really do shit. You just in the office and you make bread. And the only thing they ask you is that you have to get a chip implanted right here that's supposed to be a GPS device because there has been kidnappings in the area, and it's a super militarized building you work in. Come to find out, it's a social experiment.
They lock that bitch down.
And they say, hey, kill this many people this hour or double that amount die at the end of the hour.
I remember that. Actually,
Yeah.
I do remember.
Belko experiment is really good.
It's really fucking good.
Yeah. Heat?
That was your thing? We're back to me.
Yeah.
How many do we have left?
How many?
5?
I have 3, 4. I have 4 left. Like 4 or 5 left.
I have a couple left.
Well,
I'm sorry. I counted 2. I'm sorry. Let me cross out the ones that I spoke about.
He'd go ahead.
For my 4th one, I'm just gonna throw this whole series out there, and that's the Conjuring universe. As somebody who literally sat down for, I think it was
the
like,
scariest in my opinion.
for 2 days and watched every single movie in that universe in chronological order in preparation of the last one. It's a good watch. It's not, well, I didn't think it was as terrifying as people claim it to be, but it's a definitely good watch. It's the Conjuring, all the Conjurings, the Nuns, and the Annabelles. They're all in the same universe. They all tied together. There's another one, I forget her name, La Viva something.
Right, it's the original Nun, the OG Nun, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it was one about like a
It's
spirit ghost mother thing. The Nun is different. The Nun is a demon in nun form.
In itself. That's
something
valid,
that
right?
movie.
The Nun is valid, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
You said it's what?
Valid.
That's the
Is
name
the
of the
Nun.
demon, apparently.
Yeah, Valid, or Valak, or something like that.
I haven't seen that one because I know that as soon as I turn out the lights, I'm gonna see eyes that's not there, and I'm gonna be like, I'm not turning these bitches on. But at the same time, if those
he makes face in 4 movies because he's in The Conjuring 2.
He's in
has
a bunch
his own
of them.
movie. He has the second Nun movie, and then there's another one where there's a painting of him that also comes out, and that was a really terrifying scene in that movie. I think that was the Conjuring 3.
That's the one where she's like looking at the painting and like they keep turning on and off the light or something like that, and then like at the 3rd time they do it, it's like, I'm here, bitch, and it's like, oh fuck, yeah, no, I know that scene.
He finds out the painting
and
just starts walking towards her.
Oh no, that's even worse.
Yeah, he just casually climbs out the painting and starts walking towards her.
I had the Conjuring universe on my franchises list because I just wrote a franchise list. The Conjuring universe is really well done.
Well written, honestly.
Yeah.
Except for the last movie, I will admit it was very lackluster compared to everything else. But I mean, it was the 8th or 9th movie? I can't remember. Watching them all at once was a value add. I think the Insidious is probably a little more terrifying as a series, but the Conjuring's a good, well written.
So I have a funny story about Insidious, right?
Okay.
Way back when Twan was dating, we were in high school. Me and him hung out and we would only talk through the game. So like, because we went to different schools at that point, and you're in high school, so you can't really set up too many things. We was like, yo, I don't feel like playing the game. You trying to watch some like Netflix, and that's when Netflix unveiled their like the watch at the same time, like a watch party, right?
Yeah.
So we were watching Insidious 2, because that is the funniest Insidious, because a ghost literally backdrops like a QB and throws a pot at a person's head. That shit will always be funniest to me. Don't know why. It just is. You see the ghost literally cock it back and then throw it. Funniest shit ever. So we're watching that exact scene when he gets a call from his girl at the time, and no bullshit, she's like, what you doing? He's like, nothing, watching some Netflix with Greg. Why you won't watch Netflix with me? I'm like, oh, nigga, if he just said he was watching Netflix, you would be mad. That shit was so funny.
Yeah, he sold that.
Just trying to steal her man. You was stealing her man.
Absolutely.
She was stealing
He was
his
mine
man.
first. No.
Exactly.
That shit it just lives rent free in my head because that shit was so funny. And then I was like, I'm guessing you gotta go. He's like, yeah.
We love that for him.
Oh, that shit's so funny.
She's a good side chick.
Diva.
Nah.
Okay, this is my last kind of suspenseful one. This one I did after Ready or Not because it's more gory. It's called Would You Rather. And so they set up this game at a house, and basically if you decide to stay, it's for money, and if you decide to stay, you have to play the game. You cannot leave. And you get asked a would you rather, and it's stuff like, would you rather pull out your own eyeball or stab the guy next to you?
Wait a minute.
And
I've seen this.
I think I've seen this, but didn't it end up being like supernatural too, like where they couldn't leave at a certain point?
no, it was
No, that was another Truth or Dare type ass movie.
It wasn't supernatural. They just couldn't leave because they would just shoot him and kill him. So, and the guy was like, and so like the longer you stay, the more money you made, but there only could be one winner. And it was like some crazy things like for the would you rathers. Because one was like, would you rather like beat this guy with a stick or we stab you twice? And then it's like somebody said get him beat, but like people was soft because some people was like, yeah, beat that nigga, fuck that, don't touch me. And it was like, fuck you. And I'm like, no,
how could I?
I don't know this man. But yeah, and you had the option to leave and like at first because it got more difficult the longer you went. Like the first one was pretty easy. Like he was like, oh, you've been sober for like a year now, drink this drink and I'll give you $5,000.
That's not much of a would you rather now, is it?
Some of them is like, well, it's either you drink the drink for $5,000 or you like leave. And he was like, well,
drink a drink and lose my sobriety, get
well,
shot.
That's probably how they sucked them in, though.
That's how they suck you in. So that was like the first round because you could still leave then. And then after that, it's like, okay, it's going to get harder. You can't, if you decide to stay, you can't go. And then you just have to survive.
Cool.
Yeah.
So my next one is a series as well. I was worried he was going to say it, but the Sinister series. Those were some good flicks. They actually scared the shit out of me, actually. And I was about 17 when I saw them. Sinister is a movie about, what is his name? I think it's Bagul. Yeah, Bagul. It's about a demon named Bagul who lives in pictures. Basically what happens is this family moves into a house, basic storyline. We go into the attic, we find some shit. He finds like an old film, he sets it up, he watches the film. The film is quite literally children recording themselves murdering their family in a ritualistic way.
Oh, yes. I remember.
And then from there, lots of spooky shit happens. The demon comes around, and I'm not gonna tell you the whole plot, but like that's just the main premise in how they're trying to get away from this demon. And there's 2 movies of this, and generally, I will say I can predict most jump scares. I know when they're coming. Like lately, they've been doing the fake out where it's like, oh, I'll close the thing, nothing's there. I'll open it again. Oh, there's a fucking head in there now. Oh. Not in the mirror, just in front of me. Cool. They've been doing fake outs like that now, but like, generally speaking, most jump scares are predictable. That movie, I could not predict jump scares, and that scared me. I was like, I don't know what's coming. I was very afraid.
I love them.
That's the best kind of movie, though.
Yeah. It was a really good movie. I recommend it if you're into like more psychological stuff, as well as not a little bit of gory, but like a mystery. Like trying to figure out, because they're trying to figure out how to get rid of it the entire movie, mostly. Like, there's a way. I know there is.
If I was ever, God forbid, if I was to ever be in a horror movie, all I ask is that I get air yeeted.
Huh?
I want to get air yeeted.
Air
yeeted? Yeeted, like when they just...
air yeeted. Oh, got it.
Yeah.
I thought you said air heated, and I was like, you want me to, like, put you in a air fryer?
No, I want
air heated, like
or like that.
A ghost just bites the shit out of her. Oh fuck, that'd be terrifying to see.
Or the one where they're like crawling, and then you get forward, and it's just like,
I'm not gonna lie to you. If you ever get in a horror situation or you getting haunted, don't come see me. Don't.
it never happens to me. But like, those are my 2 requests.
Because you know, people in horror movies be like, I gotta go see my family. Don't. This is something you gotta. You know how they say you sometimes gotta fight your demons on your own? This is that moment. Don't bring me into this.
He said, I don't want the.
This
no,
is between you, the demon, and Jesus. When you saw one set of footprints in the sand, I was carrying you type shit. That will not be 2 or 3 sets at all.
Because I promise you, if you trick me into coming in your house talking about, yeah, so I think there's something haunting me, I'm like, you about to be haunting me because I'm about to murder you.
I would murder you. I swear to
situation.
God. If you ever called me and was like, yeah, there's a ghost that just be closing doors in my house and scratching on the walls at night, I'm putting you in the dirt that night.
Probably
People
so.
who do that, who like, come over here. I think it's something like really wrong. Nah. Why you call me?
What's wrong? Explain it to me.
Explain to me exactly what's... My first question. Have you talked to anything? Because that is what the universal thing, and this is to all my non-horror movie people who don't know what to do in the situations, never talk to the spirit. Period, point blank. You don't communicate, you don't tell it your name, you don't tell it your age, you don't tell it anything. If it's talking to you, hi, help me, hey, be my friend, oh, I'm scared, don't try and console it, don't try to talk to it, because religiously speaking and horror movie wise, when you speak to demons, when you speak to spirits, you give it access to you. You're not necessarily telling it, hey, you can haunt me, but you're giving it a form of consent to say, you can stick around here at the very least. Don't do that.
Because they never show you in the movies, but you're supposed to close the connection. You're supposed to sever the connection.
Right.
But
you hear some shit like that going on, go to your nearest church, get a priest, get some holy water, douse that shit. I got holy water in every drawer in my room, big dog.
Yeah, is it one on the desk? It's not.
I keep that holy thing on me at all times.
Everywhere.
It's in this desk somewhere. But I keep that holy thing on me at all times.
I know some holy water in this house. I just saw some. And I was like, oh, I need to move it. It's by outlet.
Niggas finna holy water themselves to death. Sounds like.
But yeah, that was my whose turn is it? I don't know. I lost track. Is it Greg? Is it Greg's turn?
I just been talking.
Sinister. He just said Sinister.
Heed, you're up.
Okay, so it's your turn.
Yeah, I thought Greg was gonna mention his what you call it. It's not this one, but when I say it, you'll know the name because I can't remember the name. But this one's called Drag Me to Hell.
That was a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that movie vividly, actually, and I haven't seen it in years.
That movie is good.
That old lady was putting staples in her fucking head.
She was not fucking around.
All she had to do, the crazy thing about that, all she had to do was have a heart.
Yep. She did everything but what she needed to do. Like everything. Went all around the way trying to get out of it. Like,
you should have just gave that old bitch alone.
Yeah, the literal basic premise of this movie is this woman who's a loan officer. Her boss tells her you don't make hard decisions at work. So what she chose to do is the very next person, which was this old elderly woman, she chose not to extend this woman mortgage. The woman places a curse on her after that.
First she begged. She begged first.
Yep, and she embarrassed her in front of all these people. Like, you gonna embarrass me?
Yeah, she like begged and she like called security and embarrassed her.
It's just the fact that, like he said, it's the very next person. You didn't say, you know what? I'm gonna take this constructive criticism and like not hand out so many bank loans to those who don't need it or can't pay it back. She's like, look, I'm gonna be able to pay it back. I just need a little bit more time. I'm going through something. I had these surgeries, and she's like, no.
Yeah, it was.
That's a crazy reason to get cursed, though. Let's be real.
Yeah,
I'm doing my fucking job.
The curse drags that woman through utter torment. So
goodness.
she is quite literally dragged into hell.
Oh my god.
The crazy part, like, Oh, the twist at the end was so good. Like, she saw the light.
Dog.
So good, so good. Definitely,
Oh, that's
definitely
so
recommend.
funny. That's funny to me. Like, I just think, like, you at your job just doing your shit, and an old person come in, and you're like, nah, please leave me alone. Security get called and say, you, hell. I'm like, wait, stop. We can work this out.
What did you just say? Hold on.
Hey, hold. You want the discount? That you want it for free, don't you? Because she didn't backtrack at all. She just kind of went, old bitch. I promise you, that's the quickest way to get some shit out of me. If you're old and look like you know some voodoo shit, let's work something out.
Yeah.
The moment she came in, I was like, yeah, I meant the next person. She was already here. She's not the next person.
I would have told my boss, look, how about this?
You tell her no.
You tell her. Yeah, you tell her no.
You tell her.
I'll fire
What
you.
you tell
Fire me, nigga.
This job ain't working.
You see her?
There's some other fire that I ain't finna feel. Feel me?
You know what'd be really crazy? You get a call next week. Yeah, your boss, he turned up dead. So, you want your job back? Knew it. That's how I be in my house. Fucking knew it.
Had a week vacation. That's all. This was nice. Okay. So for my next one, it's Trick or Treat. I don't know if you guys have seen it. So I like it because of its format. It's a bunch of small short stories that are connected somehow. Trick or Treat is about Sam, and he's like, think of him as like the deity of Halloween. And when people aren't following his Halloween rules and doing Halloween correctly, he kills them.
On Halloween, there gonna be a nigga, you gonna take his peen. He's big and black, he will take your candy. That nigga's name is Big Dick Randy.
Like if you blow out the light in your jack-o'-lantern before midnight, he will come and kill you.
What if it gets blown out?
That's different. But like, okay, if you
I was just saying, like, if a bully like really take my jack-o'-lantern and smash that bitch.
Yeah, well, if you're caught, like if he sees you smashing people's jack-o'-lanterns so that they don't have like a protection, he'll kill you. If you don't hand out candy on Halloween to trick-or-treaters, he'll kill you.
This nigga kind of sound like a bitch, I'm not gonna lie. What if I don't want to celebrate, nigga? What if all the candy gone? That's not fair.
Well, you can not celebrate anything else.
Yeah, you can't not celebrate Halloween because it's his holiday, and and he's the deity of Halloween, so you have to celebrate it. And if not, he kills you. And if you're like mean to people on Halloween, he'll kill you.
I can't be a dickhead while doing this either. That's crazy, Jack. That's not fair.
Like you can't, like not like you can't. You can do tricks, but like
no, but I can't be a dickhead.
They were bullying this one girl, and so because they were bullying her, and she really loved Halloween. Like she'd made all of these jack-o'-lanterns and handed them out to people, and so people were bullying her, so they killed the bully. He killed the bullies.
Oh, that's good. He's a hero. He's an anti-hero.
I was about to say he's an anti-hero at best. Let's be real here.
He's an anti-hero, but it's a whole bunch of like little stories going on in this town, and it's like they're all weaved together because like you may see one person from this story and the other one, or you see them passing by and you're like, remember them. So I like that because it's like short format, like little contents, but it's one big movie. It's really good, and I really like Sam. He's the cutest. Not when he takes off his mask though. He looks scary, but he's adorable.
No,
and I was Sam for Halloween last week.
But
you want to see Sam's
like
face?
A nigga with a pumpkin on the head.
Pumpkin head.
Well, his head is like a pumpkin. It's like that's what it is.
That's copyright infringement.
That's not a pumpkin. That's a sack, my nigga.
Oh yeah, I know.
When he takes the sack off his head,
because
he's cute with his sack.
That's cute. You're weird. I forgot.
Sam is cute with his sack on his head.
My next movie is Unfriended, the Unfriended series. That one was one that came out pretty recently. That was about the girl who died, Sarah, and then all her friends are on like the voice chat, and then the ghost of Sarah is basically like y'all ain't going nowhere. We're gonna truth or dare our way through this, and you find
You
out
like
this.
Truth or Dare movies.
Oh yeah, they're so good. Unfriended is just like, but it's like it was low budget, obviously, but they did low budget really well, cause like all the friends were lying about something, and like the girl, I think she ended up actually killing herself, but her ghost was haunting them because they all lied about something to do with it. So she gets her revenge in that way, where it's like, tell the truth, don't lie. I know you're lying, like type shit. It was a really good movie. Really simple. It's like literally from this point of view with like 6 people, and then like they're on their voice chats, and then I think it's the anniversary of her death, and then it just pops up like Sarah friended you, and then the ghost of Sarah's talking to someone, and it's that's the best way I can explain it without telling too much of the story. That's one scene that was really funny. She got a nigga shot. Oh yeah, that shit was funny.
It actually spawned a genre, because that format of filming became a thing. I know that one movie was like Searching, and I think this one,
he's not that like, bad without his mask on. Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's like icky. You know what other movie was low budget, and eventually they got a budget? You can tell like when the budget went crazy, but like even in its low budgetness, it was perfect.
What?
It's not on my list. I was gonna do it as an honorable mention at the end because I do watch it. I marathon it a lot. Saw.
That was on my list, you bastard.
Oh.
Really?
I recommend Saw to people who are interested in getting into horror, but you don't want something ironically super gruesome, because it is gruesome. You can just close your eyes during the gory parts. You know when they're coming.
During the gory parts. Yeah.
But it's a mystery, more or less. In like each movie, you're trying to figure out who's the Jigsaw killer. Who's the Jigsaw killer? Oh, there's a plot.
Why is he doing
who's the new Jigsaw killer? Who's this? What's going on? Why is this happening? What reason does he have to put this person through this type of torture? And
why
honestly,
are you in this test?
Most of them, pretty solid reason. Most.
Okay, any of the ones that John did.
Oh no, after John, it did not make sense.
Because everybody else wasn't doing it for the right reasons, and that's why it didn't make sense. But any of the ones John did, they made sense, and I was like, y'all should all be here.
His apprentices were terrible. Let's be real. They didn't have.
Yeah, his apprentices
were
terrible.
They didn't have the vision.
You know what? I lied. There was one. The reboot one. Not the one with Chris Rock. The one before that.
Yeah, that was the one, but he got killed by the one who went bad.
No, there's another one. It's like a it's not a prequel. It's one that happens way later. It's like one in the future almost, and like he's one of John's like last disciples. And they even show him helping throughout all the movies. You just never knew. Right. He was a good one. Oh my God, that movie was so good.
Oh wait! I saw that one. I recently saw it for the first time. Yeah, and he gets the one who was like bad and almost got away with it. Like he almost got away with like everything, and he ends up getting.
Oh yeah. That's it. Yeah. He gets that guy.
Yeah. He almost gets one guy. He almost got away with everything, and I was mad. I was like, we not really about to do this, are we? Saw franchise? We gonna let him get away with this? John would never.
And John did it. Oh my gosh, that was a good movie. That was the best one in my opinion.
But like the first one was so low budget, and that's why most of it takes place in that one room, because they just didn't have the budget to film it or do anything else.
But it was so good.
But it was so good.
Fucking good.
You can make low budget work. That's when you're really an artist.
Right.
Yeah. Like when I say like they made like 3 times the budget when it came out.
And then the next one they just upped it. And the thing about Saw is you got to keep upping it. So like.
Yeah, they kept upping it, but like even in the first couple, when they kept upping it, a lot of what I realized and how to keep the budget low is a lot of the movie takes place in like.
They built one big ass set.
It takes place in that one like house or building or room. Like most of it is taking place in this one kind of space, right. So you don't have to. And then they just reuse it. They're like, oh, the next one we gonna have like half of it in this side.
I gotta give Sauce flowers for that. They reduce, reuse, recycle on the fucking sets.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a craft. Can't go wrong with it.
No, you can't. But Saw wasn't my next spookums. Oh wait,
sorry,
is it
last
his
thing.
turn? Okay.
John Kramer, justifiable crash out.
I've never seen any Saw. I've seen parts. I've seen scenes. Never watched the whole movie.
You should watch them. The psychological aspect would tickle your.
Yeah, I thought
thought
you would like that. Yeah,
I like it in theory. I just never cared enough to go back and watch it.
It's a good. It's
definitely
it's
one
a
through
good
like
movie,
4.
and afterwards you start
You would
seeing
like
the story, and like I'm not gonna lie, John is the type of villain that you would like outside of Joker's just chaos. The type of villain where he has a great reason for what he does. He is just doing it in the worst way possible. But unlike most villains, he's getting fucking results.
I stand by it. I know it's a good thing for me to watch. The most thing I remember is like, oh shit, what? Cut off the wrong leg.
Saw did that, and I saw Scream did that, and that shit makes me laugh every time. He's like, oh shit, you did it! Yeah, motherfucker! You just cut off the wrong leg. Yeah,
Continuing on this tangent note, right? There is a series. I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but it was a whatchamacallit, the word where they spoof version, I guess. It was a spoof version of Saw, but it was through SpongeBob, and it was drawn. Me and my cousin used to watch this when we were kids. It is so entertaining because they do the whole Saw thing, but they're using the SpongeBob characters, telling it through SpongeBob's story. And like it's real like demented. I have to figure out what it's called, but it's a good little short movie watch if it's still on YouTube. I pray it is. This is when YouTube first started.
Jesus, when there weren't too many rules and anything goes.
Anything could go.
First place I saw girls kissing was on YouTube. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
I ain't know about porn yet.
So you just kept looking up girls kissing on YouTube?
Nah, I did it once and was like, huh. So that's what it looks like.
Mm-mm. Dad left one of his tapes in the VCR. That's how I saw it.
Wanna know something funny? He does that to this very day.
That's like when we were younger, okay, like you need to be better. But at this point, you can just watch on your phone, sir.
Oh,
Stop using DVDs.
No, chill. People put hard work into those, goddammit. And if the world ever ends and you ain't got it all on a hard drive or something, that VCR size DVD player gonna come in handy. I've gone to the ye old sex shop a few times and be like, oh, I would purchase this. It was like $29.99, but it had like 17 actresses in it. I'm like, that's like $2 an actress.
Jesus. Good times.
Oh, that's how I think of porn. If you didn't know, $2 an actress. Like if you have like $30 and got like 4 people in it, this better be like a 2-hour flick, 30 minutes a pop. That I'm not gonna watch more than 2 minutes of at a time. Make this shit last.
Crazy. Never mind.
You never realize what? You never what? No. Go ahead. Speak your peace. Speak your truth. I say it for you. Are you gonna say you never realized that like porn be like old videos be like an hour with one person, and then you be like, I'm not even gonna watch this whole hour. I'm gonna watch a cool maximum 5 minutes.
Crazy, because I can't watch anything under 20.
How did we get
because let me give a disclaimer.
Nope. You've explained enough. There's some things I don't need to know.
Because like I skipped half of it.
Okay, we're gonna mute her because that's what we're gonna do. No, skipping half of it doesn't count as watching 20 minutes. I actually have to say that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like
everybody's looking for the best 5, and then we're done. Okay, well let's settle it there.
But I need a good 10. That's what I'm saying. Like I need a solid 10
because they're wilding right now. Okay?
I'm ready to move on.
What we're not going to do is we're not going to do this. You guys are muted, by the way. This is my show now. I run things here. You guys are just props on the screen, okay? So what we're going to do next is we're going to go into the next movie thing.
One person,
but
since I'm recording, it works for both. You didn't know what I said. The mute only works for one person, but since I'm the one recording,
we heard
that doesn't hear. He didn't hear you. He had us muted. So you just saw my lips flapping.
Y'all were flapping a lot.
That being said, what's the
Turn
next
is
one?
it?
I think it's my turn.
I think it's Heed's turn.
Is it? I don't know.
See, you see where these tangents get us? It's my fault. I'm to blame. Shame on me.
This is a fun one.
No, it's my turn because I didn't say Saw, but I was gonna say Saw. Is it? I don't know. Fucking Evil Dead. That's the series I was gonna say next. Evil Dead series is a great horror movie series that's also got a decent amount of comedy because it's so unserious but serious at the same time. Also, a really good show that you can watch. Once again, serious but unserious horror show. You don't have to know the entire history. Just know that Ash Williams has been dealing with evil for a long time. Decent show, really good.
What's the name?
Ash versus the Evil Dead is the name of the show.
There you go.
I said Evil Dead is the show. You can just search up Evil Dead show and it'll come up. But the movie series, The Evil Dead, I think there's like 8 of them in a reboot. That one's also really good. In general, just because similar premise, cabin in the woods type deal. Spell book that unleashes evil in the world that stays for a very long time.
It's Heath's turn
He
now.
played the fuck out of that game for like.
These are my last
3
two, by the way.
weeks. And then it got easy.
I like that game a lot. So
Server
something
shut
that was, I know. A movie that also lives rent free in my head is called Devil, and that's because the way that they titled it, the V was a down arrow. because the whole
from
movie,
the elevator. Yeah.
in the elevator.
Great
So that's
plot
why it
twist.
lives. That's why it lives rent free in my head. I mean, the gist of it is 5 people get stuck in an elevator. They're all considered bad people, and something is murdering them one at a time, and they're trying to freak out, figuring out who it is. And the plot twist at the end, didn't expect it. But I mean, it's not necessarily a spoiler. They are all bad people, and they put the bow on the cake when in the end they're all going to hell. So the elevator just goes down.
Good movie. Plot twist, I still remember it to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Of a good plot. Yeah. I'm okay. I almost died.
Your hiccups are
That was
serious,
weird.
dog.
I love a good plot twist. My last movie has a great plot twist, but I'm not gonna say it because it's gonna be the last one. My next one is 13 Ghosts. It's a classic. What? Why do you make that face? You don't like 13 Ghosts?
I don't.
Christmas movie?
I was about to.
13 Ghosts is not a Christmas.
Oh wow, that's a disturbing image.
So these people are in this house, and the house has 13 ghosts in the basement, and you have to like solve like why they're there,
I
or
have
like
to?
what they did, or you die. Yeah,
I'm
Yeah.
just not going in a house with 13. Oh, Matthew Lillard's in it. I like him.
it's a really good movie. It's and it is this is like scary. Like I said, I was gonna get scarier as we go up. Yeah, it's an actual scary movie, and it's good. So yeah,
old, yeah.
uh-oh.
I had to laugh
It
because you
is
said
older.
it's a good movie, and I just went to the reviews immediately. The audience
everybody's
thinks
like-
it's good.
Yeah, it's one of those things that like audience thinks are good, but the critics thinks is bad. But it is good.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
got
really
an
good.
86 of Google reviews. IMDb rated a 5.6, Rotten Tomato 19%, Metacritic 30%. It's one of those.
That's
It's got to be one of those cult classic type movies.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's good. Yeah, and I got one more.
All right, my next one. Wait, you went right? Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Yes, you
My
go after
next
me.
one is I'll have one more after this as well. As Above, So Below. Similar to what he'd said with the what was it called? And this is why I can never watch that movie. I can't remember the name. The first movie you said.
The first movie I said?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah, the one with
Dive or
The depths, the deeps,
Descent?
the what?
I said Descent.
The
Descent.
There we go.
There it is.
So it's similar to that. It's
You got a
about
D
these. It's about these French explorers who wanted, they're Americans, but they're also traveling with the French, because they want to do like some research on the catacombs in France.
Yep.
Which, if you don't know, France is built on essentially a huge burial ground from like they just buried people underneath. I don't know why that was such a common theme, but people just buried people under whatever was being built. So in the catacombs of France, it's essentially a huge burial ground, just buried people,
Tunnels of just people.
and tunnels and tunnels, and like they just, rather than bury the dead properly, they just kind of just stuffed them in the wall and like forgot about them. So they're exploring that, and in exploring that, they end up traveling so deep that they go into hell. Like they find the gates to hell, and literally enter a cave that says abandon all hope, ye who enter here, like the Bible verse.
I haven't read this.
Yeah, and then like the only way out for them is to kind of accept it and confess sins, I believe. Like they have to face all their sins and shit. But there's also like a cult running around down there. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's scary, and you're not supposed they weren't supposed to be where they were, because like certain parts are like you can get lost forever, and people do still to this day get lost forever in the catacombs. That's why I'll never go down there.
Oh, you're not protected. You see all the structures and the wasted space and the dead bodies.
Give me 5 minutes. I come out of there with a map of the whole place.
Okay.
You got it.
You using a unique skill like they did in fucking Reincarnated as a Slime.
Hell yeah, unique skill, explore.
But it was a really good movie. She goes with people. Everyone has a past, and like they're all trying to make it out. And the cool thing I thought about this movie was that it's all in first person. So like you're kind of seeing it, how they're seeing it, how they're exploring it, and that's what makes it pretty cool. And they get warned like several times, like don't go in there. So white people shit, you know? Heed your last one.
All right. Well,
unless you have more.
I mean, I'm fine. I can keep going. I choose not to. I'm gonna stick with. I mean, I don't know if that's technically horror. I'm not gonna say that. We're just gonna go with Child's Play, actually.
Yes, sir. That was on mine.
Child's Play is
on
a
my
good
list.
If you don't know what Child's Play is, I'm sorry that you're so far behind in society. But Child's Play is about the Chucky doll. Everyone knows the Chucky doll by face. It's called Child's Play, the actual movie series. It is about a serial killer who, on the verge of death, he learned some magic ritual spell and put his soul into the Chucky doll. And he basically gets bought by families. He fucks with the families, ultimately trying to murder them all.
Actually, it's only one family now that I think about it. He just wanted the one kid's soul the whole time.
Yeah, because he wanted to change bodies with the kid to be put in the kid to have his soul. Oh fuck, I should have went with Leprechaun. Anyways, yeah, Child's Play it's technically a horror. It's a slasher, but it's very comedic because he's always talking shit the whole time, and he is a 2-foot doll. Like he's a.
Do you want to see a Chucky? I have one.
No.
Like I know we have one.
Can we go get him?
No, it's fine.
He's so unserious in his killings because he's good at it.
Yeah.
He's really, for a 2-foot doll, he is really good at killing.
He could have went to school for engineering. How good at killing he is.
Yeah, he's very creative in the way that he murders people as a doll because he doesn't have human strength, but people still run away from him.
That's
but,
arguable.
And he's
how
really
he
fast.
Been fighting some of these people.
Actually, yeah, that is arguable. And he's very fast. Because he's small with nowhere. But it's more of a comedy and everything. There are some scary moments. It's a good series. The first 2 are funny. Then it turns into Chucky and his family, and then it gets very convoluted when we get to the TV show. So we'll stick to the first 2, Child's Play 1 and 2.
Definitely a really good series. I agree. That's one of the first horror movies next to Freddy vs. Jason, Nightmare on Elm Street, and the Jason series that I watched, where it was something I was terrified of, but overcame because it was just always terrifying to know like there was always Chucky dolls everywhere, and seeing that movie is like that nigga could be any one of these because he don't ever stay fucking dead. And then everybody I know always wanted to be like, oh, a Chucky doll, and have one in their house. I'm like, y'all just as bad as these white people that be buying them occult objects, yo. Like y'all thinking it's cute until one day you gotta, hey, and you're like, oh, it was you. Damn.
It was me, Barry.
I'm a not. One day Ben's just not gonna show up for the pod. I'm like, it was that damn doll.
It was that damn doll. What was it? The good kid dolls?
Good guy
Was it
dolls.
Good guy.
The good guy
doll.
though. Oh, y'all. See that? My palm itching.
Oh, I thought your palm was hairy because you're a chronic masturbator.
Isn't that your left palm? That means you're gonna lose money.
What? That's not what that means.
If your right palm itches, you're gonna win some
He's
money.
African. You gotta listen to him.
You're
if
right.
your left palm itches, you're gonna lose some money.
Damn. I probably am about to lose some money. Homecoming's this weekend.
That you didn't
My
buy a
turn.
ticket for.
I did.
No, you didn't.
For the event you're talking about, I did not.
Nah.
But I am. But I bought tickets for a lot of stuff. Let's see. Okay, my last movie is Hereditary. So this movie is a super mindfuck. It is super creepy. It's about this family who the grandmother dies, and so the granddaughter is really shaken up about it, and the mom and the grandmother didn't have a good relationship, and then you learn about the grandmother's past and how it affects the family, because like the mother doesn't have a good relationship with her kids because she didn't have a good relationship with her mom, and just how all of it has become generational. And I don't want to say too much because like it is really creepy, it gets really spooky, but highly recommend Hereditary.
Okay.
So my last one is going to be. I'm amazed no one said It, but it's not that. It terrified me as a child. Still kind of terrifies me to this day.
As an adult, yeah, it can be anything.
It's more so like the original one when the spider started crawling out the sink. I now brush my teeth staring at the sink, like ready to close that bitch every day of my life.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, also the Georgie scene, like the original one, when like he was like playing outside with that little boat, because like I used to play outside in the rain, and there was a grate right next to my house, and I'm like,
you just went over there one time.
Got.
I like the remake one because he's so funny in the remake one. He's like, it's not scary enough for you. It was enough for me. And I was like, oh, you bird. That's my favorite line.
They made him such a loser in the new one, and it's funny. He gets so butthurt. But that's not the movie I'm gonna say. I'm actually not that scared of it, actually. It just bugged me. Like the original one bugged me. But the movie series I was gonna say is Silent Hill. Silent Hill is a really good movie series. It's like it's that quiet horror where like you're not always in the action, and a lot of the time you're just trying to avoid the bad stuff, and you see the bad stuff happen to people, but when the bad stuff's coming for you, it's like, oh shit. Because like that movie series was really good. To this day I barely understand everything that happened in there, because Silent Hill is supposed to be like, just for a movie premise, Silent Hill is supposed to be damn near like it's a town. It's an actual town in the movies, and supernatural shit goes down. Nothing's normal there, but apparently Silent Hill's like connected to purgatory. Like once you enter, you can't leave unless you've basically dealt with whatever you had to. Huh?
Yeah. Whatever haunts you.
Yeah, exactly. Like one chick goes there, I believe, looking for her missing son. In one of the stories, one dude goes looking for his missing wife or something like that, and like each of them, in searching for them, has to go through a bunch of crazy type shit just to get through it. Not all make it, most do, but it's one of those types of stories where it was very enjoyable, to say the least. All right, so everybody, we're getting into the news now. Now that we've gone through our list, we also have it posted on TikTok in a shorter format for those who have shorter attention spans in general. So that's there for them. But now let's get into the news. Decent news this week, one that me and he can talk about a little bit better too. I've been talking with a lot of people about some of the subjects this week, but the first one, feel free to give your inputs, outputs, outrageousness, whatever. Aaron Perry, there we go, has been casted as Jon Stewart in the upcoming Green Lantern movie, an upcoming Green Lantern series called Lantern. I will add, the internet's happy. It's a bittersweet type of deal right now, right?
It is.
Because
That's
he's a
exactly how
great
I feel.
actor. He did amazing in Rebel Ridge. That's a movie that recently came out. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you watch it. Really good. However, Jon Stewart, he's light skinned. Not Jon Stewart. Aaron Pierre is light skinned. Or Aaron
Yes.
Perry, my bad. Aaron Perry is light skinned. Jon Stewart's very dark skinned, notably dark skinned in everything, period, point blank, because he was written during a time of racism and they wanted to make a black superhero. Like the creator of Jon Stewart specifically was like, the Ring wouldn't only choose a white man on Earth to be a Green Lantern. And Jon Stewart isn't like your stereotypical like black guy either. He's like smart. He's an upstanding black guy.
Yeah, he grew up in the ghettos,
Mhm.
but went into the military, was a staple in his community, and was a pretty good black guy. Like people knew him. He wasn't always good. Like he was known as a troublemaker as a kid,
Right.
and he grew up to be a better adult. And like you said, it's bittersweet. I'm so excited to get Jon Stewart Green Lantern. He is my favorite Lantern by far. I mean, and a lot of it does have to do with because he's black. And just being able to see a black character in a series over and over again was great. But it does kind of suck that like he's light-skinned. Yeah, we're light washing. But I think they picked
a good actor.
Right, they picked a good actor. So it's not like oh, they just wanted to lighten the character or whatever. I think they picked a good character, like a good actor to play him. So I'm not too upset. It's just a little disheartening, but I'm not upset. I'm not about to no soapbox today, guys. And you were looking for it. And he's still hot. So winner.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I love Jon Stewart. He gives very much like hardened, police officer, firefighter, black stand-up citizen man.
Right.
But me personally, Guy Gardner is my favorite Green Lantern just because he's more comedic, and I like that because Green Lantern's power.
Likes Guy Gardner. That's weird, actually.
Green Lantern's power is based in your imagination, if we're
Right.
being honest. Guy Gardner is probably the most imaginative of the three. Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, Green.
It's 4 now.
Hal Jordan,
girl.
Guy Gardner. Nope, 5. Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, Jon Stewart. I think his name's Flynn Rider. He's the strongest Green Lantern. He's
not on this
Hal's
list,
the best. Hal's the best. Jon Stewart's the most moral, arguably. Guy Gardner, like you said, is the most imaginative. There's a girl one, I don't know her name, and then I think his name is like Flynn Rider or something like that.
Oh, you're talking about Kyle Rayner?
Kyle Rayner, there it is. Kyle Rayner.
Yeah.
He's the
Kyle
most powerful
Rayner.
Green Lantern, canonically.
And just
Kyle Rayner, and then
Simon Baz is another one, but we're not gonna get into this.
Come on, man.
Jessica Cruz is who I was
I be
thinking of.
somewhat up on my nerd shit. You feel me? Just
But
a
who
little
was the
bit.
first Green Lantern?
Who's the first?
Yeah.
I don't know all that,
Alan Scott.
man.
You're on the Wikipedia.
Absolutely.
I'm on the
But
Wikipedia.
continue your thought, please.
No, we're all good. I've never seen Rebel Ridge. I had to look up this actor, if I'm being honest, but I'm not super frustrated about it because, at least they're doing the character, bringing him to, real life and out of the comics and animation. So I think that's the positive. I won't take anything away from him from being light skinned. Do I think he'll play Jon Stewart well? I think it's hard because he looks too attractive to play Jon Stewart well. No matter how good he does it.
Is attractive, so I don't know what you're saying. Jon Stewart got bitches.
Jon Stewart.
We talking hot girl. He probably had to go at Wonder Woman if we're being real. What was the other girl? Shakari, something.
I know you're talking about.
He had all the bitches. So don't play. Black Canary. He did them all.
So my reason for saying that is he's the equivalent of Andrew Garfield playing Spider-Man. It's not that
He's too cool for it. I get you.
I'm saying like Jon Stewart. If you're talking about attractive Jon Stewart, I'm thinking Idris Elba, maybe
That's my
Tay
first
Diggs.
thought.
Tay Diggs.
Jon Stewart. It's like
it's just one of those people who looks like the comic book character, you know?
Yeah.
And his voice is the right
again,
depth too.
Yeah.
I'm not shooting for accuracy here, man, because then I'm no different from the people complaining about Little Mermaid. So,
fair.
That's fair. Yeah.
I don't have a soapbox. I do wish he was dark-skinned. I think there's a lot of dark-skinned actors that would be looking for this position, but I do also think that he's an actor that will fill the role very well. Like, watch Rebel Ridge. You're gonna like it. It was a good movie. Obviously, it's a racially driven flick, but it was a good racially driven flick where it's like you know how like certain times you got like a win condition in like a game where it's like don't kill these people or else you don't get the bonus. Yeah. Nigga had the hardest win condition in my opinion and still made it out.
Respect.
But I think he's a good actor. I think he's really got it. I think it's gonna really help his career, but I do wish that he was dark skinned. I am happy for him. I am happy for the series. I am happy that we're getting more black representation, and maybe this is the first step towards something else. Because as y'all know, the DCU is still trying to rebrand themselves after losing so much fucking money.
Again.
They need to not try to be Marvel and just be DC. Because DC is honestly more dark, more gritty, more real, right? Like Marvel is like your superhero fantasy. DC is like your superhero reality. So like,
but that goes back to selling toys.
Lean into it.
Exactly.
To the children.
Exactly. But honestly, if you got to sell it to the adults, there's tons of adults who are gonna come out for it. Let's be real here, and they're gonna bring their kids. Sell to them. Honestly, that's just my suggestion. But hopefully, this is the good step in the right direction. Not saying that Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern was terrible. However,
he even hates it. So let's not.
However, I would not be opposed to another shot at it. You know. That's one of the OG Justice League members. I'm just saying. That's how I feel about it. I mean, I'm not no love lost, but definitely feel pretty positive. Net positive is what I'll say, right?
Yeah. They should definitely do like a Hawkgirl, Hawkman movie.
I think they have a show.
They should.
They do have a show now that I think about it. I remember that.
I think it's on Disney Plus actually.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
We didn't do this in order. We were supposed to do the album review next, but it's okay. We'll do this and then the album review.
Yeah. we it's okay. It's been a day.
Next.
Can we talk about One Piece?
I was gonna speak to that.
Sure.
So manga's going on a 2-week break.
2 weeks.
Yeah. 3-week break? Sorry. Manga's going on a 3-week break.
And the show's going on a 6-month break?
But it's so the manga's going on a 3-week break because, you know, we're getting ready for Elbath. The anime is going on a 6-month break, and everyone was up in arms and crying about it. It's like, no, why are they going on hiatus? So they're going on hiatus because one, they're catching up to the manga, and when they do that, you don't want to see what happens next. That's how a lot of things get ruined. Yeah. So they're giving it a break to breathe.
Really close.
They were real close from the gap that they had starting Egghead to Egghead starting on TV was not that big in terms of like manga to TV show translation.
Yeah, no, they were right on the ass. But they also want to improve animation. They want to keep that quality up to the Wano level, and they don't feel like they can do that if they keep going at the pace they're doing now. But in the meantime, they are going to release an abridged version of Sabaody and Fishman Island with better animation, updated graphics. This is going to be, I think the original was 58 episodes. They said this was going to be like 22 or something.
Yeah, they're going to fix the pacing.
To me, that means they're listening and they want more people to get in.
So conspiracy theory that I heard from somebody else. I want to give credit where credit is due. So Nick, he's known as NC Hammer. He does a lot of Naruto content, but he also does Boruto content. He has a podcast with Danny Mata.
Love that guy.
Otaku's Anonymous.
Yep, Otaku's Anonymous.
So he said, and I see the vision. I see the vision. So as we both know, Netflix is, well, as we both know, as some of us know, Netflix is coming out with the One Piece, which is basically a better pace of everything before the time skip. Mostly everything before the time skip, but it's going to be like the first couple arcs of One Piece with better pacing. He sees it as like Toei realizes, one, people want this, and we don't have a choice, but we don't want to catch up. We want to keep that nice spacing, keep some nice spacing between the manga and the anime. And we can't let all of the money go to Netflix to do all the reanimations and the what's the word?
Updating of quality.
Like, yeah, updating of quality and of time and right. So they start with post time skip stuff, and so that way all of the post time skip updates kind of end up under Toei's belt, and then all of the pre-time time skip stuff goes to Netflix. So it's kind of a way of keeping some of the One Piece stuff under their own money umbrella, if that makes sense.
I think that's an interesting take, but I mean, they wouldn't make it. They would make some, I guess, recuperating losses that way, because after Fishman Island, you have Punk Hazard, then you have Whole Cake, and then
which
you
are
have
both horribly, all three. The next three arcs are all horribly paced arcs.
Right, but once they fix that pacing, that's going to shrink it down so much, so they're not going to get much out of that. We'll go starting from pre-time skip, but I think that makes sense.
It's more so to get people to watch it, because nobody wants to watch it.
The complaint is that, it's 1,000 episodes. All I'm saying is, if someone dedicated themselves to 1,000 episodes of the show, that's who you need to be dating. All y'all people saying that One Piece is too long, you ain't committed. How you supposed to be committed to a long-term relationship with over 1,000 days when you can't even watch 1,000 episodes? See, y'all exposing yourselves.
Y'all ain't ready for these people out here in the streets. That's why y'all single.
I feel attacked. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I haven't watched One Piece.
To be fair, you're not looking. Those people be looking and complaining.
Yeah, but I mean, I haven't watched One Piece in like 6 months, and my issue right now is it's too many episodes.
But
so
you've
I feel
been reading. You can't be a part of this demographic. You're a liar.
Right.
Stop trying to fit
you're trying to fit, but you don't fit.
I think I do fit, but we're just going to try and write it out, and that's okay. I'm normally forgotten, and it's okay.
Don't listen to this nigga. Do not.
Don't listen to him, y'all.
I think it's a really good idea. I kind of like when One Piece takes a break, because like you get this influx of people who are just like, oh, time to hop on the wave. Like, there's new TikTokers being like, 6 months. That means if you watch 2 hours worth of episodes a day for the next 6 months, you'll be well and caught up early. And I'm like, damn. They're like, I think 2 hours.
One Piece
worth of
man.
episode was like 8 to 10 episodes. They're like 10 episodes.
One Piece man.
The beginning and end credits. I'm like, there you go.
And actually, there's a part of One Piece. I don't know if people noticed, but they just brought back end credits, like an end credit song for One Piece. They just brought it back with the Egghead Island arc. So like for a long time, there wasn't really any like do like indie credit song thing.
When did we have end credits?
They're back now, but they haven't. Right, they haven't. There hasn't been end credits in a long time.
Orange Town?
Maybe it's been a while.
I'm really trying to like piece it, because I don't remember them at Fishman Island. I mean, not Fishman, Arlorn Park. Jesus Christ, I'm moving past
One
this.
Piece usually just ends with "to be continued," and then you're going,
yeah.
no, come back.
Yeah, there had to be some credits there.
It goes dee 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 dee. Oh, to be continued. Now you have a song.
You know, that just made me think about all the shows I watch where it'd be like a super serious moment, someone ready to bleed out, and then they have the happy ass. Like, if Jujutsu Kaisen Shibuya arc had the ending song, Lost in Paradise, at the end, I would have fucking punched my TV screen. You can't have all this death, all this destruction, just a I'll be like, no!
Oh my god, I can't.
All right. That's one piece of news. Next piece of news, Invincible news. So there was actually a leak that happened a few days ago, right? And the leak made Amazon basically respond. No lie, crazy. So the leak said that basically we ended up finding out the release date. There's going to be no mid-season break. And then I believe it was today or yesterday, Amazon finally released like the trailer for it. And once again, they did the same thing they did with the last season. Mark's in the burger place just eating, scrolling on his phone. It's a Twitter poll, and it's like something like who's the sexiest Viltrumite, and Omni-Man's winning. That shit was funny. Or who's the strongest Viltrumite, and Omni-Man's winning, something like that. And then Cecil just teleports in. He's like, yo, how much does that cost every time you do that? Like, isn't that taxpayer money? And then Cecil kind of like vaguely tells him how much it costs for every teleport. And he's like, so when are you getting back to work? You've been off for way too long. He's like, well, you know, I've been doing stuff. And it goes through the thing they did last time. It's a good trailer. Watch the trailer. I'm explaining
That's
too
a
much.
trailer? I thought that was from an episode. I skipped it. I saw like the first 10 seconds. I was like, why is he looking at the ratings list? I was like, whatever.
That's the trailer for the next season, yes. And you remember how last time they were like, they didn't tell you, they said sometime in this area. This time they gave you an exact date of when they are dropping. February 6th, Invincible returns, no mid-season break. We're going full, hot, and heavy.
Oh. The Viltrumites are here.
This next season's gonna be rough for some of you guys and gals. And the season after that. Season after that.
Y'all, it just gets rough. and the thing is, it's never not been rough. It just gets rougher.
My thing
Poor
is,
Mark.
when it comes to hard to talk about topics in shows, I know some people get squeamish, some people try and run from it, but to me, it makes it more real. It makes it
more relatable,
more real. It makes you like someone not being able to awaken their true powers. Like, I see that. I understand like not being able to reach my potential, but someone getting like their arm chopped off, or someone's parents dying in a tragic accident, or someone getting sexually assaulted, like those make something real. Like something in my brain clicks like, oh fuck. Like I've seen people go through that. That's uncomfortably painful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
Have you seen? Do you guys watch Neil Brennan?
Never heard of it.
Okay, Neil Brennan was a writer for Dave Chappelle back in the day. He's a stand-up comic now.
mm-hmm.
He has this joke, which I think is hilarious, and he was talking about like the state of just how you're not supposed to joke about certain things. And he was like, we joke about death and murder all the time, and everybody says death and murder is the worst thing that could happen to somebody, but nobody ever jokes about grape.
No,
never
that's false.
Like they're like, oh, they're never like, no, like they're not just joke. They're like, we say it all the time, like just flat out, like, oh, I killed that. Nobody ever says, oh, I graped that.
I want to not laugh at that. That's kind of funny.
That's what was so funny about it. He was like, we say that murder is the worst, but is it?
No, so that, but I think I talked about that in a What Grinds My Gears Wednesday. Like, I personally think anything can be a joke if done tastefully, to the right crowd, and with a proper setup. Because some people just want to say, they're babies. That's not funny.
It's not funny. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Laugh out of her. She's a simpleton. Ignore her. My point is, that's not funny. However, when I tell the numbers joke, some people be like, that's a good one. Betty, you know what I'm talking about.
You said it last week.
Yep. For those who don't know, you can go up to a friend. Here's a good way of telling a joke. You can go, why was 6 afraid of 7? And most people will answer, oh, why? Because 7, 8, 9? No, because 7 was a 6 offender.
Wow.
But that's a joke that was tasteful. It was funny, but also technically anthropomorphic, to where it's like you don't have people going through it, so it can be laughed at. But like I said, if you know how to tell a joke, it doesn't matter. It, as long as it's done right. Period.
Oh, that was fun. But yeah,
niggas talk about shooting up the club all the time.
Yeah, and so that's what the joke's about. Like it was his most recent comedy special. Like a lot of his comedy specials are really like introspective and kind of deep because he was going through like some pretty deep bouts of depression and he was like talking about it through comedy. And this one he was like, "Y'all, I'm not sad no more, so let's joke."
He wrote on
So,
Dave Chappelle. Of course, his shit's deep. Dave Chappelle shit is deep.
yeah, he was a writer for Dave. He was a writer with, and he's like really close friends with him. But now he's a stand-up comic. He's really funny. I suggest him. His comedy specials are on Netflix. He has like 3 or 4. So
All right.
John
if you
what?
got time, I'm gonna watch
His name
those
is
John
tomorrow
what?
at work. No, Neil Brennan.
Neil
I
Brennan.
was so wrong.
Next news point. It's a double doozy. So it's a triple doozy actually. I learned something.
Okay.
I'm gonna educate you guys on a thing. So the first thing, not education, but DBZ's Sparking Zero sold 3 million copies in one day. Insane. That's outside of the pre-orders,
Really?
by the way.
Y'all really like Dragon Ball.
Absolutely.
Heck
It's the grandfather of all we have today. You gotta pay your respects to the Godfather. You feel me?
And
As
a lot
well
of
as
people
this
grew
is
up
one of
on
the
it.
most anticipated anime-based fighting games to come out in a long time, where it's gonna last. This is going to be the new Naruto Storm 4, the new Budokai Tenkaichi 3. This is going to be the lasting game. This is gonna be what people thought Jump Force was gonna be, and which still to this day they had the blueprint and fumbled the fucking bag.
Yeah, upset about that, huh?
So upset. Dog, it was a fighting game with some of the best anime characters. We're going old school anime characters. We got fucking Yugi in this bitch. I don't even know how we're doing that. And then you could also make your own character, give them a fighting style, give them abilities. So like you could literally be your own favorite anime protagonist with your own anime crew. And we fumbled the fucking bag on that.
Eva, have you ever heard of Fusion Fall?
Of course she has.
Yeah.
She hasn't played
Mhm.
games.
She
Yeah.
doesn't. So Fusion Fall was what Cartoon Network did, where there was like a big space bad that made all of the Cartoon Network characters come together in the same universe and fight against this one thing. That is what happened with Jump Force. That is what Jump Force was with anime.
But
All
Fusion
the
Fall
anime
did it
protagonists-
well, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, they did it really well. But that's what Jump Force was supposed to be, and they failed as a game. They
Right.
failed really well.
Like, the bag was fumbled, dog. But that's neither here nor there. They sold 3 million copies, which is an amazing thing to do. I'm excited for Sparkling Zero. I bought Tekken and kind of gave up on that because the level of sweating I have to do to be good at Tekken is like generational in terms of how much people have been playing it through the years, to where they either just pick it up or they've been doing it, and I'm not spending 2-3 hours a day in Tekken just to get okay. I will dedicate that kind of time to Sparkling Zero though, because to a certain degree it's just being good on your tech skills.
So it's Sparkling Zero.
I keep calling it Sparkling. It's Sparkling, by the way. Sparkling Zero. But hopefully, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a DreamCon tourney, and I don't know, man.
So I don't foresee that. I do think this will last. The competitiveness will dissipate pretty fast, just because what you'll get, it's an unbalanced game.
It's purposely unbalanced, though. To be fair,
it's purposely unbalanced because look, Hercule should not be beating Super Saiyan 4 Goku. That's just not a thing. It's possible if your martial art techniques is down enough, i.e., if your button combos and stuff is down enough, you can. But it's going to take a lot more effort than it would if you were someone on that level. What's probably going to happen, just me foreseeing, the competitiveness is going to die down because it's unbalanced, and then you're just going to get either people who enjoy playing it for fun, or the sweats that know every pixel, every frame of your moves and know how to counter you. That's what you're going to end up with, them and the people playing it for fun. But as a game, this is going to last for sure, because this is what people have wanted since 2010, 2009.
I think it was 2008 actually. I think that's when the last Budokai Tenkaichi was released. I think it'll last specifically because things like
came out
what is it? Naruto Storm 4, right? We were playing that all throughout college, playing it after college, period, point blank, right? That's a game that had a competitive scene. It wasn't DreamCon worthy competitive because everyone had their techs and you basically knew how to do whatever you're gonna do. But to be fair, that one lasted the test of time, right? I think it has the capability of doing that because they have a roadmap in which new characters are going to get released, and there'll probably be patches since this is an online game. Something like Naruto Storm 4 didn't have like patches to nerf and buff characters. There's eventually going to be things that tips the balance purposefully, I would think.
Yeah. This is a very random fun fact, but
Okay.
if you are a
Love
fan of
those.
Dragon Ball, if you are a fan of Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, there's a character called Launch. She was a girl with black hair that when she sneezed, she turned into a blonde hair,
Yeah.
and she was a blonde haired like badass. She was very tough and rough and one of the guys. So what you're probably wondering is, I don't remember her because you watched Dragon Ball Z, right? She wasn't in Dragon Ball Z. I shit you not. It's because he forgot about her. He said later on, years later, he forgot about her as a character, and that's why she wasn't in Dragon Ball Z. Now, I say this because when I was playing Sparking Zero earlier, and you go to Kame House and you're there, Krillin asks, "Hey, where's Launch, guys?" And I thought that was so funny because he forgot about her. So,
speaking of,
yeah.
that's a great segue because Akira Toriyama is going to be added to the New York Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
That recently got
Nice.
announced, so
Big
that's
ups.
really dope. It sucks that it happened after he passed, but it's still super dope. And then, from that same point, I ended up reading 2 scrolls later. The word Brolic actually came from Broly. No bullshit. I looked up the origins
Brolic?
of the word Brolic. Like, to be like
What's
Brolic. It means to be, it's a New York slang term that was used to define someone who is super muscly and big. So,
Holy
like a
shit.
big Brolic black guy. That word actually came from a New York slang. It was actually on, what was it? I think a Nas album, Ether. The song Ether. He actually says the term Brolic, but it was a New York slang term that they believe was coined by people who like Dragon Ball Z and like Broly, and were describing people to look like Broly as Brolic. So, fun fact, Dragon Ball Z inspired a word that we use today.
Go ahead. Well, I mean, it's
You're
Dragon Ball
looking it
Z
up,
though.
aren't you?
Everybody watched it. Everybody, even if they said they didn't watch it, everybody was watching it. Everybody was, not I won't say copying it, but
Everybody
about
knew
it.
of it, and it was a cultured
Yeah.
show to where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is the one show in nerd culture where everyone's gonna watch it and not be like, oh, you're a nerd. Like this was a childhood show. This was my childhood, and like that's why I think some people still have that idealism, like, oh, you watch anime, that's for kids. Like, no, it was your childhood. Doesn't mean it is for kids.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I can show you some shit that you'll be like, this is not for children.
Yeah, most people just turn on Berserk.
That's what they're gonna choose. Nah, that one's pretty bad. Some person
That's
showed
what
the
they always
rabbit
say,
scene
right?
from ReZero.
Yeah, that's pretty dark too. A lot of
I'm
scenes.
just gonna
Right?
show episode 1 of Redo Healer.
Actually, episode 2 of this new season is pretty dark too.
Like I said, there's tons of shows I can tell you that are like not for children at all. So anybody who thinks that, let me know. I can give you my my list of things you should not watch.
Oh, if you really
things
wanna,
that'll scar you.
if you really want to trick somebody into watching something that's not for children, it's Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss is probably the
That
best.
one looks like it's made for children, and then you told me the premise and what goes down, and then I saw the clip. My fucking FBI agent was on it. The day after you told me that, it came up on my TikTok.
I bet
the
it.
first 2 episodes are like, oh, cute little kid show. Then it's like, no, this is dark. This is very dark. Even the movies get pretty dark. I don't want to get into that because I can go on a tangent. But just know that no one has had a. You have to watch the show because there is a character in that show that I've never seen a backstory so goddamn tragic, where we can clip this out if need be, right?
That being said, I noticed that a lot of people, when trying to tell people, oh yeah, this isn't for kids, and this shows its popularity, but also shows that y'all have not even y'all haven't even seen the tip of the iceberg, honestly. They said,
Right.
Attack on Titan, the first episode, Aaron's mom, she was sobered up and, shit just happened and went crazy there. I'm like, that's the bar for you? Oh, I have some sick shit y'all can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did we? We watched the Don, the first episode.
So that was my other news point. A lot of people have been scared off by the first episode.
That makes sense.
Because not even going to say spoilers because this is just the first episode. It's the first fucking episode. Watch it. Basically, the girl gets abducted in the first episode by aliens who can't reproduce, and they like women, and they're like, we can't reproduce. We don't evolve anymore because we can't reproduce, so we're here, and we, you know, me humans reproduce a little bit. And they take out these basically robo penises, but they're not really penises, and they call it their bananas. Yeah,
bananas.
And they didn't fully strip the girl, but it was obvious what they were gonna do. But she gets saved, obviously. And also Turbo Granny likes to bite off dongs, like legitimately, like take people's dongs away, to curse them.
Apparently, also people are getting turned off because episode 2 has a drastic animation drop.
It does not.
From episode 1?
It does not.
Okay.
That's false.
That's not as bad as Blue Lock.
Oh, that's Blue Lock. That's Blue Lock's net.
Blue
That's why
Lock
they're mad
is
at Blue
what-
Lock.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
people are mad at Blue Lock,
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure we'll get into it. I'm gonna go to it next.
Okay.
That being said,
but yeah, Chris got into it because they were like, "What is happening?" And I was like, come here, come to the dark side, come to the dark side of anime."
what I was gonna say to people is
figure
I've
it
been
out.
reading it because I'm too impatient to wait for every episode. I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm too impatient to wait. I've been reading it. It gets a little bit more tame. I'm pretty sure, and what they kind of explained in the first episode is like with certain psychological or like heavy stakes events, psychics can access their powers.
And
So I'm
that's
pretty
why,
sure
yeah.
he was saying that's supposed to be her event. Like, and
Yeah.
it's played off as kind of silly-ish, even though it's weird for a lot of people. But at the
I
same
didn't
time,
think I didn't think it was silly just because like in it you can tell like she's obviously stressed.
she's
like
stressed
it's
and
a
uncomfortable,
high-stress
but she
event.
wasn't fearful of 3 robos about to do things. It was more like, let me out of here, not like, no, don't do this. You feel me?
Well, everybody reacts differently. Was she supposed to be crying? Like,
Okay,
Well,
that would have made me.
they
That would have made me
established-
feel weird. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah,
They established that's her character in the opening scene with her.
yeah,
talking
that she's
to
gonna
them.
fight, even if she's not gonna win it. The opening scene, she kicked that boy. And he was like, "Bitch."
but agreed. But the point, but I'm pretty, but like that's sadly enough. This
Not
show's
everybody thinks
very
like that.
not obsessed. This show has a lot to do with like sex parts. It's very obvious, but it lightens up is what I'll say. Because I was talking to Dia about it, and she was like, "Yeah, I saw a clip of that, and that made me like not want to watch it." I'm like, that's the worst part of the episode, if I'm being completely honest.
Hate clip culture.
I hate spoil culture because everyone wants to be the first to post. I can't like just watch a show anymore. I have to
Not just
strictly
spoil
avoid social
culture, but
media.
also like when I say like clip culture, it's like people take like a clip out of context, a small little thing, and they just run with it. And it's like, no, that's not how anything works. It's like if I took this, I don't have a book next to me, sorry. But if it's like I took a book and I was like, this sentence fucked up. Well, there's a lot of other sentences on the page.
Yeah.
Like if I took this card and I was like, yeah, Waldorf, Maryland, terrible place. Well, there's a whole bunch of other words there. Just took Waldorf, Maryland.
Oh, well, true. I mean, people also only highlight that part and don't highlight what happened to the guy at all. Like,
Right.
and that's the funny thing to me because that situation's pretty crazy too. But you gotta watch it. I'm not gonna tell you what happened.
Yeah.
But let's go into Blue Lock. Yes, there's been a high drop in animation style, and people are very upset about it. I'm actually wearing my Blue Lock shirt that I made today. That's what we got on for the shirt of the day. It's got the variant of the puzzle piece thing on the back. But yeah, people have been saying it's like watching a PowerPoint.
No, there's a
presentation.
page flip cutscene.
That's hilarious.
Like they
Is it
showed
really
the
that bad?
guy catching the ball, and then they just flipped the page up to the next. Like there was a page flip transition, and I busted out laughing when I saw that.
To be fair, I think they're just gearing up for the movie, the U20 movie, which I would hope has season 1's budget, because the U20 game. Ooh, nigga, I was on the edge of my seat. You can ask Heat. I was like, Heat, I can't read this because I want to read it all at once. I need to read this all at once.
Yeah, it's if you're a fan of Blue Lock, the U20 game is basically they put all them boys on the world stage where everybody can see you. and they're like,
mm-hmm.
fall up.
They basically said, Blue Lock got no more funding, big dog. And he's like, I've achieved enough. Let's put him up against the under 20 national team, the team that Isagi was trying to get on in the first place. And they're like, bet we could beat Blue Lock, light work. And Blue Lock pulls up and they say, look, not all y'all gonna be strikers, I'm not gonna lie to you. That was the funniest shit to me. Look, you're all training here to be the best striker, but I'm gonna be real with you, not all y'all niggas gonna do that shit.
And somebody got to be goalie. It's back to episode 1. Somebody got to be the goalie.
Mm-hmm.
But the goalie, he's a great goalie in my opinion in the context of the show. My favorite part about the U20 arc is the fact that one of the characters in the show, I will give no spoilers, he was basically on some villain shit. So
he's actually probably gonna be a lot of girls' favorites.
Yeah,
he was on freak nasty motherfucker.
And they said, look, we love your ego, but we can't handle that. You got to get up out of here. He was like, all right. So he went to the U20 and they took him in, and he's their wild card, and he is insane. Like, oh my God, he's so good. He was so good. They brought him back. They said, all right, you can come back to Blue Lock. We
this
fuck
nigga
with
said, I'm a.
Don't.
I just want to get this quote. He said, yo, if I pull off this hat trick, my boy, you gonna give me your number? To one of the players on the team. No bullshit. He's like, I get this next goal. He's like, you get a hat trick, I'll think about it. He's like, oh, that nigga got active.
Nah, he's insane.
That nigga got active. He said, one more and I get that number.
Say less.
Yo. Nah, he's fucking great. I think I'm gonna make a shirt for him. I already got, like, I was scrolling through the chapters, like, looking for stuff for Isagi, and I found a ton of frames of him, and I was like, he might get his own little shirt, you feel me? Nigga serious. But the U20, that's the first tournament arc they technically have, outside of, like, the base tournament thing that they have with, the X, Y, Z, and W. Yeah, the U20 is the first, like, real tournament they have, moving into the next arc, which is the, what is it called? The Blue Lock League?
Yeah, something like that.
The Blue Lock Premier League, which is, oh my God, that is gas. Oh, yes. I can't wait for that. But yeah.
If you talked me into watching a sports anime, and I'm like hooked. Blue Lock is so good.
It's that gas.
It's so good.
IQ's
I
better.
haven't started this season. I'm waiting for some episodes to load up. Haikyuu is on my list. I made another mistake again watching anime. And I don't know how I keep doing this. So, Blue Exorcist. There's a 3rd season. The season that got released is the 4th season, and I didn't watch the 3rd one. So I went in and watched 2 episodes of the 4th season and was super confused. Cause I'm like, what y'all talking about? War, battle, didn't happen. And I was like,
I want this to be known. This is a common mistake with her. Like, this is not the first time this has happened. Literally, she was watching The Legend of Vox Machina early this week and was like, I accidentally watched all the new episodes of season 3 and didn't watch season 2 yet. Whenever I have a situation where I don't know what the fuck's going on, I immediately pause it and then go, wait.
All right, so when you watch the first episode of season 3, right, it starts off with them doing a quest, and it's like, then it goes back one day earlier, and then it goes into the story and just keeps going. And I'm like, okay. Like, I was like, there must be some backstory I'm missing that they're just going to reveal to me later.
Boom. As soon as I had that thought, pause. Let me just double check the episode.
No, I was like, they must gonna reveal more backstory about like these dragons and stuff later, and why she's so mad about them later. Because they did. They started like giving me like little backstory tidbits about other stuff. So I'm like, it's coming.
Immediately pause.
And then when it went off, I'm like, all right. It went off, and you know how like Amazon Prime, if it ends the show, it goes into like a completely new show that's like similarly related. I was like, this isn't out of episodes. I was like, maybe season 1's just over, and I'm supposed to go on to season 2 now.
See, you gave yourself way too much research. There's like 4 times I would have paused. That's it. That's a quick 1 second pause will tell you everything you need to know.
So I'm like, I was like rapping. I was watching it. I was intrigued. So now I'm going back and I'm like, some of this stuff's starting to make sense now. I see why he's like this and hers this and that. And you're this. Hee, ho, ho, ho. I'm getting it. Because there's all these like powers. I was like, these are some strong. I was like, well, I played D&D. Greg didn't let me do any of this shit. I was like, he used the speed and the bird cloak like 10 times. I was like, first of all, if this is the first episode, he should be only use each one of those once. And he really shouldn't have both of them. So how are we here? I was like, these some high level people. I was like, we're starting high. I was like, they can't get any stronger, can they? It's because they were already I just thought they were strong.
I mean, also, that's a legendary item that Matt Mercer made for him, essentially.
Yeah.
I see that now. But like in it, I was like, okay, so he's half bird, half elf. That's cool. I didn't know that was an option. That's all right. Okay. I'm like, okay, I'm watching. Okay.
Nah, you're just bad at watching TV. I didn't know that was a thing you could
Now
be
I'm
bad at.
watching season 1 and I'm like, damn, they ain't got nothing. He ain't got this. She ain't got that. They ain't get
Like,
this yet. Now you're weak.
It's pretty common, you know. Not super common, but I feel like her not recognizing. I should probably pause and figure this out. That's not unheard of.
This is
it's
becoming common. This is becoming a like reoccurring thing.
But I agree with you. If I'm watching something in episode 1, I'm like, there are things here that have context that I do not have. Something's wrong. I would pause and figure it out.
Benta, I'm convinced that you wouldn't make it out the horror movie.
Songs I thought they were going to explain it because they started explaining more things. Like the more I was watching, the more like I was getting a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And I'm like, all right, cool, they're explaining. I didn't realize, and then I was like, oh, this is like a show where they start off OP. That's what I thought. I'm like, oh, they start this OP. They just gonna start OP. That's kind of cool to me. And I was wrong. So lesson learned.
That shit's crazy.
Indeed.
All right. Wowzers. So now we're gonna get into the trashy side of our news.
Thought we were done.
Nope. I've sent you guys stuff about this. I've talked with Heat a little bit about it. Diva, do you recall me sending you things? Or did you not look at it? Gucci third leg. Yup, she didn't read shit I sent her. We're gonna talk about it a little bit because it's a very poppin' subject, and I have to get on my soapbox personally for a second. About education. So, Gucci third leg, if you don't know, he is a porn star. He actually went to Morgan. Agreed. Gucci third leg, he's a porn star. He went to Morgan. He had sex with Tiana Trump back then, and the video went viral all over Twitter. And he ended up getting removed from the school that year at right before 152. He went on to become an OnlyFans star, right? That's just a little bit of backstory.
52.
152nd
Homecoming.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so 152. That's when we saw her. We didn't talk to her because it was a fucking crowd of people, but we saw Tiana Trump as well.
Okay.
He was bombarded.
You said what?
She was bombarded like the whole time.
Absolutely. We saw her and we could have talked to her, but it was one of those times like I know she's like got too much going on.
Yeah.
All right. So going forward, I did not write down the chick's name. Fuck. I'm so upset about myself. Can someone look that up really quick? But basically,
I don't want a virus.
I don't want a virus. It's crazy.
What am I looking up? What am I looking up exactly?
Basically, I'm about to say what happened. Right now, I'm not sure if it's it's pretty much confirmed. It's basically this girl. She did a shoot with Gucci third leg back in March and ended up getting HSV2 from him. The story, and it's been going viral because she went on Twitter and she was basically having a breakdown, crying about it, saying how sorry she was for like not coming out sooner about it, and no one didn't know that he was doing this to other people. She was upset that she didn't do her research. Sorry for you, sir. Sorry, sis. Sorry for you, sis. There we go. What I will say is, we gotta start educating ourselves, especially people in sex work. She said, basically running through her story a little quicker. When she did the shoot by him, she was like, I was new content creator. He was popping, needed bread, and I needed exposure. So I really want to do it with him. He told me it was a cut that he got shaven. She posted the evidence. That shit was an open lesion. If I ever saw one. She asked for papers on arrival. He didn't have them. He said it was a cut. She believed him. Done deal. She also, he didn't give her papers after the fact, right? That's essentially the quick, fast, and a hurry version of her story. But since then, bro hasn't been doing anything good. He just went on Aiden Ross's kick stream, trying to give his piece. Honestly, everyone I know was looking at it like it's bullshit because there's other allegations out about him burning other girls in a similar manner. Another girl posted her story about a video they made while drunk, and she didn't want it up, but he posted it anyway. It's a lot of shit going on with the dude. All that aside, the thing I want to talk about specifically goes out to sex workers in general, not just the victim, not just Gucci. It's the same thing as being a popular rap artist or anything else. You have a responsibility to the people to talk to them and educate them on certain subjects and subject matter that you know more about. Rappers always educate people on gang violence and things like that, and what you should and should not be doing so that you aren't in danger. Yes, I understand you like what I do. Yes, I understand that you like my culture, but you need to recognize what you need to recognize. This is my 2 cents. You can disagree with me all you want. That's fine. As sex workers, I think that not only yourselves, but you have to be educated in this area, and being tested and everything like that. Especially if you're freelance, you have to be more strict so these things don't happen. I know the porn industry can be very strict about that. You know, test 2 weeks before, test on hand when you get in there, all that. But y'all gotta be just as strict. Y'all gotta protect yourselves, because this is not something that is life-threatening, thank God. However, this is something that will stick with you forever.
Life-changing.
Damn.
I'm not trying to step on you. I'm trying to encourage you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
No, I thought you were stepping on me. I'm good. Thank you. Appreciate
no,
it.
not stepping on
Appreciate
you.
it, there, sister.
Yeah. It's life-changing.
Yeah, it's life-changing. And it's, like I said, it's very serious to where we need to be open and speaking about this. This is something that she says she's young. She was 19, so she was young, naive, didn't recognize the signs. Get it, but you should. In a sense of, I think that's a failure of the education system to you. But when you get into a profession like that, you have to know what dangers are there for you. Period, point blank. That is inexcusable.
I feel like it's also carelessness on his part.
Absolutely.
Because it didn't have to be transmitted, if that makes sense. Like, all he had to do was wait for the lesion to close, take his meds, and he would have been able to do everything else and not pass it. Also, be honest with her. Don't get me wrong. He should have been honest with her from jump. 100%. But if he would have just did his part and just took care of himself, it would have never even been an issue. It wouldn't have been transmittable. But that just shows that he's not even taking care of himself to, I don't want to say take care of others, but taking care of himself in this field.
He's not being responsible as someone who can transmit something, period, point blank. That's what it is.
Exactly.
What I will say is on Aiden Ross's kick, he did say, he was like, oh yeah, you know, I told her, and she was like, and they both expressed this. She was, for lack of a better term, desperate to get the funds. She needed to pay for things. And she was like, this is going to make me break. So I need to get this out, and I need to do this right now. So just as much as he felt bad to the sense where he was like, I'm going to do it because she needs it. But at the same time, you should have been like, hold off. We can figure something else out, you know?
Right. Or, I mean, there's so many other things they could have done.
All of his, from what I've seen thus far, from people talking about it and posting about it, all his shit is raw dog. Like, there was nothing that he was gonna do in terms of wearing.
But if he has a open lesion, cut shaving on his face, or was it on his penis?
It was a lesion on his shaft.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say
that's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. Got it. Because location matters, but
yeah,
anyway, regardless, he was being irresponsible. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, and also she was being irresponsible as well, but in a different way, in being ignorant. Like, if you're going to do anything, you need to educate yourself on it.
Absolutely.
I don't care what it is. If you're going to be a lawyer, if you're going to be a podcaster, if you're going to be a sex worker, you have to educate yourself on that business. If you're going to be a rapper, because that's how a lot of your rappers get caught up with taxes and all that other stuff and lose all their money. You have to educate yourself on the business that you're going into. And in that sense, when you're going to be a sex worker, dangers that come with sex work is danger of situations, being, sex trafficked or whatever, and also sexually transmitted diseases. These are things that you need to be strict on. And I understand that she was in a desperate situation, but your health is the most important thing always. I don't care what you do as a living. Your health is you're not going to go into the office with COVID. You're not going to sleep with somebody with an STD that is having a flare up, just because you need to make this bread. You cannot put yourself and others in danger just because you need money. Money is never that important. You are more important.
100%. Your health is the most important thing at the end of the day. Now, with that being said, Greg's suggestion, or my request to all my stars out there. I'm not telling you what you got to do. This is a suggestion. Not only should you be educating the new people, you should be educating the people that watch you. Sadly enough, the American system has failed a lot of people, but at the same time, a lot of people get their education from porn. It's the sad truth, but it's the truth.
Yep.
As a porn star, knowing that people of the youth watch you, let's be real, let's not lie to ourselves, knowing that people of the youth watch you, maybe every now and again on a social media site, just have a little post, hey, it's Herpes Awareness Month, or hey, it's AIDS Awareness Month, or hey, here's what you should be looking out for with your sexual partners. I know I do my shoots this way, or break away from the reality. Hey, although you might see me do shoots raw with people, you might see them busting me, I am on birth control, I do this, I get regular checkups. Have the information available. I promise you, it's not going to take away. It probably will get you more because, in my opinion, I don't know the statistics, I don't know what people are looking for. But the reality of it is teaching people is a lot better than letting them ride out ignorant. It's not your job, but I do feel like some responsibility falls to you, is what I will say.
It's not and think of all the good you could do. I mean, just teaching, if one person learns from one of your videos, and not just, it may not be someone watching your videos for the funsies. It could be somebody who's watching your videos to learn something right. Oh, I'm gonna try that in my next video. Oh shoot, I didn't know that I should be looking for this or that and stuff like that. And then that way we're all safer.
Agreed. And something that also, two things. I know that a lot of people will look up these content creators for tips. Oh, here's how you ride your man longer. Here's how you suck dick the best. Here's how you stroke it down right if you would,
It's how you put on a condom.
Exactly. It's that simple, and it goes a long way. Here's how you make sure your partner's, healthy, safe. Here's how you do aftercare. Here's how you do. It's certain things that we need to start doing as communities to improve and help each other. I feel like it's a failure on everyone's part. It's definitely a failure on her part, but I'm not going to try and victim blame. She is the victim at the end of the day. Yes, she was irresponsible to a certain degree with her own body. Irresponsible isn't the word.
Ignorant. So while you guys were talking, I was listening, but I was also educating myself on the whole situation. So it's Danae Davis.
Thank you. Danae Davis.
Yeah. So Danae Davis, she's done a lot of scenes with Gucci. Third Leg is his name. That was her first collab ever. She admittedly put out a video saying that she knows that she was ignorant, she was dumb. She gets that people are laughing and it's funny, she was laughing at herself and stuff. But she's trying to make sure that people are more educated than she was, because she didn't know what a lesion looked like. Right. She didn't know that's not something. She didn't know which HSV1 and HSV2, and I think there's a 3. 3 is the only one that's curable, and you have to stay on medication for 3 months or something like that, she said, and the other 2 are for life. She was unaware of this. These are things they don't normally test for, and so she walked into this situation pretty ignorant, and she learned the hardest lesson you will ever learn from a situation like this, and that she wants to just make sure that other people are aware, and that moving forward they are at least educated. But she gets that people are going to make her a joke and everything, and she's fine with that. She's just trying to spread the awareness, right, as everybody else is. She also said that everyone else she's collaborated with afterwards does not have it. They test it and they're good. so she was not contagious at the time.
That was another thing. I like the fact that in all of this, she took accountability. Now, some people were coming at her because she said she did it back in March, but in reality, it might be a little, time, but people have to deal with that. Like that, like Diva said, it's life changing. So
it's life changing,
her taking accountability is 2 thumbs up. Absolutely.
Right, she's telling us now, but who knows? She probably told, well, hopefully she told the people who she slept with in the past. She probably told them immediately so they could figure themselves out and figure their lives out and get that done in private. And now that she is more comfortable in the situation, and because even a diagnosis does not equal knowledge.
Yeah.
Like they could have told her, oh yeah, you got it. And she still doesn't know anything.
She could just shrug her shoulders and continue to do whatever.
Right. So she took the time to, one, probably grieve, figure her life out, figure out what's next, educate herself. And now she's educating us. I don't like it. It sucks that she had to learn the hard way, but like, look at all the good she's doing now. Absolutely. And more people need to do it. Look, and you wonder why we need Planned Parenthoods. This is why. This is what Planned Parenthoods teach. This is what Planned Parenthoods get. Like, these are the services that Planned Parenthoods give. Testing for these STDs. Services if you do get, I'm sorry, they're no longer called STDs, STIs. Services for these STIs.
Those are just like the hardcore ones.
Services so that you can get treated, treatment, education, access to one, pre-planning, so birth control, condoms, spermicide, any like those kinds of things, but also post, so access to HIV meds or chlamydia pills to get rid of chlamydia and gonorrhea. Like, they give that kind of access, and because y'all don't want abortions, and they do abortions because it's just another medical procedure, y'all want to get rid of them. So
the thing I will say, different soapbox to stand on, that makes me very sad about this, coming from a very sexually open household and family. I think this puts a huge stain on sex workers in general, as well as puts a huge stain on the ability to talk about sex. And I think we're about to complete that full cycle of becoming sexually open and then becoming sexually closed off and scared, because throughout this time we've seen people become more okay with it, but now this one dude who's been talking about how he's fucked over 3,000 women going around, we don't know how long he's had this and this, that, and the third, and he could be giving it to multiple people and burning other people.
He showed his test results. He had it sometime in 2023, late 2023.
Yeah, he had HSV1 back in 2023, I believe. But if you, for scientific, or for quick side note, for HSV1 is stereotypical cold sores. Most adults have it. It's usually around the mouth. That's common. That does not mean, it does mean you have herpes. However, you have like the common form that most people can just have at birth. It's just something that some people have. However, if you do manage to give someone oral sex or kiss someone, you can give them HSV1 here. However, you give them oral, you can give them HSV2.
HSV2,
which is general herpes, which is the herpes simplex virus, I believe it's called. It's simplex or complex, I can't remember which, but that's the science behind it for those who are confused. HSV1 can give you HSV2. HSV2 can give you HSV1 and HSV2. So,
yes,
the more you know. But going back to what I was saying about the full circle thing, I'll try and speed this up. A lot of people are going to become scared. They're going to look at them as dirty. Oh, look, they're all burning each other. Oh, look, they all got this and they're having sex with each other. And the ignorant people who don't know how it's transferred during flare-ups are going to say, oh, look, all these herpes people are just fucking each other. They all got it. And then you go back to people looking at these people who have worked so hard to try and make a name for themselves outside of just being sex as just dirty people. I don't like that. And then on top of it, you now shut off the conversation, because some people are going to be like, oh, I'm scared to talk about it. And my biggest worry is that I had explained this out to some of my female friends. They're like, why don't guys just talk about it? I agree they should be responsible. I agree why they should talk about it. Now let's take it into a real world situation. Let's start with women first. A woman tells a man that she has, this is not me allocating for anybody. This is not my belief. This is just how I recognize it from a logical standpoint. Let me say that now. A woman tells a guy she has herpes. He gonna be like, I still fuck it raw. A guy tells a girl, she can say, I have other options. 9 times out of 10. This is not everybody. That's not how everybody moves. I'm just looking at the reality of the situation, that most people will just be like, I don't I don't really got to deal with that. And girls too. Some dudes will be like, I don't got to deal with that. But I know, generally speaking, a lot more guys are going to jump on it, you know, versus girls will be like, I can just go somewhere else.
I mean, even like you said, like vice versa, guys will say, no, thank you. I don't even want to bother. I don't want to deal with it. And a lot of that comes to a lack of education, like a lack of knowledge. It comes from a place of ignorance, because if you don't know anything, as long as someone is not having a flare up, they are not transmittable. If they are having a flare up, they are transmittable, and then you should not engage in sexual activity. But and then also, if you are afraid, for lack of better words, about people, like if they're having a flare up or not, there is medication you can take. And if you take the medication regularly, one, you're less likely to have a flare up at all, and you won't be transmittable. But if you have no matter what, if you have a flare up, it's the only time you are transmittable.
We educating people out here on this podcast, but
trying.
That's just my worry that people are going to go into this recluse of that, and then on top of it, the already now standard thing of niggas are terrified to talk to women or approach them in any way sexual because of any allegations or implications that can come from that. People don't know how people are going to take it, and then women are scared of men because niggas be fucking crazy. Like, it's getting to that point where no one talks to anyone about anything, and that's what worries me. That we're going back to where our like grandparents were about it, when we're sorry to say, so much more evolved socially. We don't have to do that.
I mean, look at how conversations were about AIDS. I feel like we're going back that way, where it's like, no, if you touch them, you'll get AIDS, when one has to be sexually transmitted or transmitted through blood. And then even now, conversations around AIDS is so touchy. AIDS and HIV, I'm sorry, I should say both. Whereas if you have HIV and you if you take this certain med, you're like transmittable as well. Like, there's just so much education and just development science wise, and things are just moving forward to a place where, like, I don't want to say these things aren't a problem, because but people are living with HIV,
right?
Like living full lives, where in the 80s and 90s they were dying because there was no way to treat it. Now it's almost curable. So, like, educate yourselves. That's all I have to say. Educate yourselves. Do your research, and do your research not on TikTok, you can do it on YouTube, but medical journals. You want to read things that are backed by science, that have had multiple test trials and multiple studies. This means that multiple people did the same thing and got similar results.
I would say
remember
you
science.
You can get it from TikToks, but make sure the TikToks do what she said and at least reference or go to a medical journal.
Yes.
Like, even the YouTube videos. Don't just have it be someone talking about, my experience with my cousin. They spit in my mouth this one time, but I didn't get herpes, so y'all can still kiss.
Yeah.
Don't do that at all.
Please don't do that.
But
like I know that there's this there's this misinformation, and everybody is a professional and not professional, a specialist, and knows everything, and y'all don't know nothing, and it's okay to not know. But when you don't know, ask questions. Ask your doctor. Say, I don't got it, I just want to know. I heard about it on TikTok because this guy gave it to this girl, and I want to know what's up. And I promise you, they'll be happy to tell you. Doctors are nerds. They want to nerd out about stuff.
Absolutely. They spent 8 years learning the shit. Anything you want to add to the conversation?
No, I feel like you guys are covering it pretty well. People can be afraid of something like this, but it's the statistics, analytics out there. Under the age of 50, there's estimated 67% of the world has HSV1. Think about that. People under the age of 50. That's insane. But HSV2 is a lot lower number. It's saying 13% of the world between 15 and 49 have HSV2. But regardless, people just need to be educated and don't be afraid to have open conversations about many, many topics in this ugly world.
Facts. Because the only way you were gonna move forward as people is if we talk about it. That's why we have a
Yeah.
podcast.
Or we could use guns to shoot it out. The winner doesn't need to talk to the dead one.
No,
I mean, the winners rewrite history, so.
Yeah. I mean,
You're right.
what kind of dialogue do I need to have? You're dead and I win. So.
All right. Quickly, let's get into weeks. Let's end this up. Let's wrap it up. I didn't do shirts. You don't do ears.
There you go.
Just because you want to do this new thing up with shirts, you need to come prepared because we over here at the ears, we are prepared.
I was so ready to kick her just now, just for the lulz, but I didn't.
So these ears, I actually, technically, I'm not supposed to have, because they're vacation club member ears, and I am not a vacation club member.
How did you get that then?
My best friend's a vacation club member.
Then doesn't that mean you can technically have them? Can't they buy gifts for people?
Yeah, but I'm not a member, so I'm not supposed to have them.
Nigga,
But
I thought
it
you
has
were about
this.
to say these are haunted. I took them from fucking Walt Disney's grave.
No, these do glow
Oh,
in the
man.
dark. So we have Minnie as a vampire bat, which is so freaking cute. That's just like a boss. And then we got Donald and Goofy on the front, and then the bow has a candy corn, and then a castle. And I thought these were very cute. And just say Happy Halloween on them. And I have another pair with that I'll show next week with Bat Minnie, because I think Bat Minnie is so cool. She's just like giving bad witch energy.
Bad
You know?
witch.
I got on a
You heard
bulldog shirt that I made. You know, you feel me? Ta-da!
You gonna show us the back?
I don't want to turn around. You know, some people be trying to look at my dummy.
Oh, nobody wants to look at that.
That's not
Just
true. But this one just has a very.
Yes.
I hate you so much. This one just has a variation of the one I had last time. Instead of, I think, 2 more pictures of ECD, it has the puzzle pieces instead. So that's just the difference. Yeah. You can say God is crazy.
I mean, you were concerned, so we made it a reality.
Don't make my fears a reality.
Making your dreams a reality.
Yeah.
My nightmares. Yeah. Weeks. Diva, go.
Oh, me. Hi. I went to Animal Kingdom and had a wonderful time. I did my hair. United States Postal Service. Count your days. I ordered a dress on October the 2nd. It was supposed to get here October the 9th.
Okay.
Today's October 15th. My dress is nowhere to be found. No one knows where the dress is.
Did you get a refund?
They're like, oh, they just haven't scanned it yet. They're gonna get it to you. Y'all gonna stop telling me they haven't scanned it. Where's my dress? This is a dress I need for Friday, but I leave Florida on Thursday, so I need it here tomorrow.
Have faith.
Oh, but I did order another dress. Shout out to fucking Amazon. It'll be here tomorrow.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
That's what they're about.
I know we're not supposed to like champion Amazon and child labor and stuff, but my dress gonna be here tomorrow, so
I champion whatever is efficient and gets me what I want in life.
And
I'm gonna
it does.
skip past this because you guys don't know how to use the mouse God put on your face. Jesus Christ.
A mouse?
Yeah, mouth plural, mouths.
Oh, I thought you said mouse. I was like, God didn't put a mouse on my face.
He put a
I'm just
squiggle on
feeding
there.
into the nonsense at this point.
I got
But-
a special delivery from my my secret lover. You feel me? If you
Oh,
know
he's
what I'm
sending
saying.
him shit.
Nah, he sent me Playful Cloud. I need to re-glue it. I think in the fucking delivery process, y'all might be able to see it. Like this is starting to separate,
Yeah.
so I might need to re-glue that. But yeah, I finally got this, my prop. So that's one thing in my sword that I bought. So I got that. What did I do this weekend? I can never remember what I do unless I write it down. I didn't really do anything. I bought Sparkling Zero, played that a bit.
What's Sparkle?
Sparkle. What?
Fling
Sparking.
zero.
Sparking zero. Damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Damn you.
Mhm.
Damn you, damn.
Yeah.
Went grocery shopping. Groceries are fucking expensive right now, dog.
They're ridiculous.
I spent $4.50 on groceries.
Damn.
I know,
What
right?
you buy?
I bought.
For y'all, just y'all two?
Yeah, I bought the usual and then re-upped on some like cleaning supplies, like toilet paper, soap, paper towels. But like other than that, I bought the basics. We usually buy. It's what, 4 weeks in a month. We buy 6 meats. One of them shrimp that we got on sale actually. So from the Asian market, shrimp, salmon, ground beef, chicken thighs, chicken wings, more ground beef. Like that's the 6 things we buy. Meat wise,
Okay.
which is like the most expensive thing. So it's like, other than that, we just bought everything else. That shit's expensive. I'm about to start couponing. But other than that, I didn't really have an eventful week, if I'm being completely honest. Got some editing stuff done, as per usual. Been planning out my next t-shirt press ideas and just trying to get that ready. I think I might hit up some artists this week. Oh, did budgeting because of, groceries. But oh, hey, we didn't talk about it. We secured our board for DreamCon.
Bored. Over.
With a thing, we need to put that on the thingamabob
What?
for next week.
What?
I came up with a panel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we gotta put that on the meeting
That's
for next
great,
week.
bud.
We're supposed to be in this meeting. You're so mean to me.
I
You're
didn't
so
even do anything mean. I just said that was great.
But you didn't mean it.
No, I did. What are you talking about?
See, even he knows you didn't mean it.
I
Look
just
at
said this
me.
is great. Bye.
I have no comment.
Thumbs
no
up.
comment.
Heat, how was your week? Do.
What did I do this week? I got to finally sit down and edit a full episode for stuff. That was fun. I had a lot of fun doing that. I didn't finish because people always want something from me, but I got to go to a food festival. It's Asian inspired, nerd inspired. It was honestly like a mini convention with food vendors there, a lot of food vendors there. There was a lot of voice actors there too, I think. Not a super lot, but they were playing, a lot of people that play minor characters and, Fire Force and other big shows like that. So that was dope. That was all of my weekend, honestly, besides the foosball, as you guys call it. But
Ravens won their game.
yeah, I have to watch that one. I saw the major things. I didn't watch it from start to finish, but
You watch every game from start to finish.
just the real big ones.
Yeah, not
Then I
every
watched
game.
the all 22 versions. That's basically the big camera in the sky, no audio or anything. You just see the whole field at once.
That sounds confusing.
I mean, you just, not the whole field. Like, you see everyone that's on the field like at once, versus like just seeing who has the ball and they're zooming into that.
That
So
sounds
that way you
confusing.
can
I
see
can't
what else
keep track of it. Nigga, if they were
That's
like,
how they watch
great, you
film.
gotta be the offensive or defensive coordinator, I'd be like,
That's how they watch film. It's like, look, yeah. Greg caught the ball, ran it for 50 yards, right? But Diva's back here catching fucking offensive PIs because she won't let go of Buddy's collar. So that's why the play, like, that's how you watch film.
when I watched film in high school, I played football for 1 year. It sucked. I didn't suck. It sucked.
Oh no,
I didn't know what the fuck was going on. He'd be like, this, saying all these football terms. I ain't fucking know. It's my first year doing this shit. I wasn't gonna speak up because I'd get made fun of. So I just kind of sat there and watched.
I get it. Back then, I probably couldn't have understood it, but now, like, I hate to say it like this, but I've played enough Madden and Madden tutorials to understand what's going on with the defense in a real game. So I look at it differently now. I don't typically watch games like that unless I'm by myself or it's a real important game. I just watch it like your casual person. It's like, oh, yay, touchdown.
Y'all, I forgot my week. there was a hurricane.
Oh, I was going to address that. I mean, because we got some shit to address.
Oh
Do
yeah.
we? That was this week.
You just have the worst
It-
timing.
We
I
had some
slept
shit
right.
to address.
I slept
I
right
already
through
saw you
it.
sent that feature request.
Feature request?
That's Kendrick. Say, I saw you sent that feature request. We got some shit to address.
Yeah, cause you don't have comedic timing down. I'm gonna tell you that now. You gotta work on that, big dog.
Why don't I?
Somebody,
In the hurricane that I'm talking about.
somebody DM'd me and was like, first of all, doing it right afterwards is crazy. But then it was like, the fact that you picked you would rather be in a hurricane is insane.
Insane. You know what? You wanna know why it's insane? Cause niggas still don't have power. It's not like FEMA done come through. We starting to rebuild houses. I'm just staying with my cousin. I can laugh about it now. We was on the roof for 3 days. No, niggas is still without power.
That's the take she took though. She took the look. Yeah, it's bad, but where I am, it didn't hurt me as bad. So I would rather be in that part of the hurricane if I could choose between a blizzard.
That'd be like if a black person during slavery times, like, yeah, my state had slavery, but I was free. It wasn't that bad for me, but for them, oh man, shit was
Yeah,
terrible.
like I was in Canada. Oh my god, we had a great time.
So I picked what I preferred from the natural disasters.
You could have gave it a month. I mean, like, it would still been relevant.
I like it was fresh because I'm still in it.
Nigga,
Because
it's still mooing. That's how raw it is.
I'm gonna give you a literal example that I watched happen in front of my eyes when I was doing stand-up. Mind you, shootings happening in Texas. There was one in an elementary school. It was all over news on the country. This was literally 3 days later. Old buddy got up there and was like, yeah, y'all, I forget, it was something elementary. That shooting, man, he had a full 5 minutes on that shooting. Not a single person thought it was funny, and he stayed 10 tones down and got through his set. It was so painful. It was so bad. The next guy literally went up there and said, I had wrote something for y'all this week, but I think I'm gonna spend my 5 minutes talking about what the fuck just happened. Because there's no way he thought that shit would kill. Like, that literally happened 3 days ago. Like, there are some parents that might be in here and their kids was involved in that. Like, that's the type of energy you came with your hurricanes. Like,
stood 10 toes it was on bad. That's all I can give you.
But I wasn't there, like, I would rather do it again if I could choose between that or a blizzard. Like,
it's like saying a school shooting happened at your school, but you stayed home sick that day. So you're like, I'd definitely do this again. Oh my god. You see where we're coming from? Like, dog.
Somebody, oh my god, when somebody DM me, I was like, look, man, we had the conversation after the fact, like,
if someone DMs me, you know what I'm gonna say? It's not my week. It's not my week.
About it like that. I was like, oh yeah, hurricane. We just got through it. The being, because then I was like, oh, okay, here's my thought process. I was like, I just did a hurricane, and I was like, I'm going back to Baltimore, and it's gonna be cold. Ooh, it's starting to get cold. Like, they're gonna get snow. I was like, I hope I don't get snow when I go up there. And I was like, would I rather have snow or a hurricane? And then I was like,
I would have rather you said rainstorm or snowstorm.
Yeah, I think that's what you meant, is rainstorm or snowstorm. Because...
No, I meant what I said. Don't
God, don't you still standing 10 toes on this? We're trying to give you an out.
She gonna hurt the baby. She said,
you said the word. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nah, you're him now. Get 10 toes.
Think of it like
you doubled and tripled down. You learned from the master, didn't you? Go ahead and listen to that album, big dog.
Did put a disclaimer.
Oh, that's funny. You did put a disclaimer. That's fair.
Yeah, I put a disclaimer. It's just jokes.
I gotta say,
people are still suffering without power. Like, I get it, but this is literally just jokes.
I gotta say, to be honest, I'm excited for the cold weather. It's been cold as fuck at work, and I like it because I didn't know I liked a gas heater until I had one. Because my parents' house would just get warm. and like you could stand over the vent and be warm and yay. This heater I got, gas heater, nigga. Smell like
some
something.
gas.
Smell like that gas. It smell like something burning, and I be like, oh, that shit good. I don't even like it, but I like it. It's
This
weird.
nigga is just out here breathing carbon monoxide.
Absolutely. I get a fucking bag and just huff that shit. Now, inspired by crack. Oh shit.
Callbacks, we love them.
Um,
The lesson here is you two stand 10 toes on the worst thing.
I'm gonna leave that in.
That is the lesson here.
Could be the episode title.
Standing 10 toes.
I literally
Don't
said
do
shooting
that.
people.
We had a whole conversation about herpes. You can't have it standing 10 toes on the worst things.
Oh no! See?
I literally said shooting people solves all of our problems, and still that's not as bad as the things you two have said today.
Arguably, no. I'm the least worst. Mine's is like socially like gonna look at you weird, but yours, Republicans would agree.
I have the winning team.
It's fair enough. That being said, I got some edits to do. We are the Be More Nerdy Podcast. I'm your host, Galaxy Greg. You know, follow me on my socials at GalaxyGreg_ or Mr. Space Awaits if you want to follow my personal. Galaxy Greg is where all the Be More Nerdy content goes, as well as soon to be gaming content coming back to streaming pretty soon, especially with Sparkling Zero here. Be sure to follow the pod.
Sparkle Zero.
Sparking.
Oh shit.
But you wouldn't know, like he keeps saying sparkling.
Fuck. Sparking Zero. Fuck. That's so hard to get out. I keep saying sparkling. I don't know why. Follow the podcast at Be More Nerdy on all social media platforms. That's TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Instagram is one of the main places we upload, as well as TikTok. So be sure to go there. Other than that, hit us up if you want to do anything.
Damn, stupid Mike. What it is, little dummies? It's your girl Diva XOXO. Follow me on Instagram at the Diva XOXO. That's where you're gonna find all of my stuff, all of the goodies, all of the apparently controversial topics, because I didn't know I was being controversial. Sorry.
You gotta put a disclaimer. You're being controversial.
Yeah. What you just said was controversial. I don't think what you were saying before was controversial. It was just poor taste.
Fair. Anyway, we want to hear from you. Tell us about your favorite horror movies. What do you like to watch? What do you like to see? And stay tuned for more. We're just going to keep giving it to you. And giving it to you. And giving it to you.
I don't think my face can scrunch up anymore.
Another one with a straight face, so I had to let it go.
I wasn't fast enough, but I'm still stuck on he said anything and she said giving it to you. I don't know what show I'm on anymore, and I don't know if I want to be here.
The Be More Freaky podcast, didn't you know?
Yeah, well, anyways, I am Momo Kuma, here to bring you signing off, also known as HD No TV. Momo Kuma, if you didn't get it. I don't have much else to say. These two have stunned me repetitively for the last hour, and I'll leave it at that. You know where to find me, honestly_he, or follow the links to the Be More Nerdy podcast. Don't know what else to say here.
With that
Signing
being
off.
said, we are the Freaky Frogs, aka the Be More Nerdy podcast. Remember to be more nerds, peace, and stay spooky.
And giving it to you.
Boo.